The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. And we are live. We are live, and really, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really too thrilled about um, what we're talking about today. I'm not really too thrilled about the topic we're speaking about today because of the fact that it's not good news. It's not good news for the boxing world. It's not good news for us. It's not good news for the sport because this was, as far as I'm concerned, this was the biggest fight of the year, and it is no longer the biggest fight of the year. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it literally just broke within the last hour that Errol Spence Jr. has pulled out of the Manny Pacquiao fight. He will not be fighting next weekend against Manny Pacquiao due to a torn and detached um, retina in his left eye. So he has to go get surgery on his left eye, and he will not be fighting next weekend. So just not great news, not great news. But if it's any consolation, if it could be any consolation to any of you out there, Manny Pacquiao is still fighting next weekend, so that's a good thing. But Manny Pacquiao will be fighting Yordenis Ugas, a guy that's one of the better welterweights out there. A fighter that can still present some problems to him, especially on short notice. So that's still a good fight, and we'll definitely be talking about that. But this is just not welcome news. This is not welcome news for Manny Pacquiao. It really, I mean, for boxing fans, it isn't. It really isn't. Shout out to everybody here. Make sure y'all smash that like button if you're tuning in. Let's acknowledge some comments because I know we got some comments. Prince Edis. Prince Edis says, shout out to your Dennis Ugas. Yeah, man, it's a big test for him. I just saw Ugas spar like a month and a half ago when I was in Vegas. He was out there doing some sparring. He looked pretty good. I was actually surprised with how big Ugas is. You don't really realize how big he is until you see him in person. So he can box, he's got good size on him, got good power. He's came a long way, Ugas. This is a guy in Ugas that a long time ago we were looking at Ugas as a bust. He was a guy that medaled in the Olympics, had high hopes as a Cuban amateur, took some losses early in his career to guys like Amir Imam, and he's fought his way to this point. So respect to him. God bless Ugas, but it's just not. It's not a good look. And Prince Eris, that's my man Alex. Shout out to Alex, man. For those of you who watch the channel, you guys know Alex. Shout out to Alex. He got blessed with the opportunity. That's right. He got blessed with the opportunity. And Jesus M, he says, this is why you need a guaranteed replacement. Well, I don't think Ugas was a guaranteed replacement. He was just there on the undercard. So don't try to make this about that cinnamon guy. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like I don't know how to process this. I'm still trying to process this. Errol Spence has come out with a statement. He came out and he said the following, and I quote, I came back from worse. I went to 3 different doctors, and they all said the same thing. I'll be back for the winter for sure. I was taught to get through it and keep going. So, and he also stated that he wants to fight the winner of this fight. So, make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. But Errol Spence is not fighting next Saturday. He's not. He's not, and it's really unfortunate. Um, Triple Single says, just imagine for a second if Manny versus Bud fight turned official and Cara pulled out the same injury 12 days before the fight. Imagine all the hate he would have gotten. That's true. He really would have gotten it. And I'm gonna say this. Look, I'm gonna say this, and then I won't be too negative the rest of this live. But like I remember very clearly when Errol Spence Jr. fought Kell Brook, and he broke Kell Brook's eye socket, and the Errol Spence fans and the LDBC, they had a lot to say about Kell Brook and how he was this and how he was that. And now it's just like it's funny how life works itself out. One guy got his eye socket broken in an actual fight. You guys were shitting on him for it. The other guy got his eye socket broken in sparring, and it's just crazy how life works. But I'm not saying that to hate on Errol Spence. I'm just making an observation. But I agree. Terrence pulled out the fight, I think the hate would be a lot worse. But he's gotta make the best decision for him. There's been a lot of questions about Earl Spence since the car crash, about his punch resistance. And I'll be honest with you, like a detached retina is not like it's not a minor injury. This is the kind of injury that could really make Errol Spence Jr. His career go down the tubes quick. And there's been a lot of questions about his punch resistance. What was it like? Um, And people were saying, "Oh, well, he fought Danny Garcia," so that proves that his punch resistance was okay. And Danny Garcia didn't really hit him enough times for that punch resistance to get tested, and he got a broken sparring. So look, I'm still processing this. I don't really know what to think of it. A lot of people have come out and made statements. Kell Brook, the guy who got his eye socket broken that everybody hates on and says is a quitter and he's trash and he's this, that, and the third. He's come out and said that he wishes Errol Spence a speedy recovery. And look, from True School Sports, from your boy BT, I wish Errol Spence Jr. a speedy recovery too, because Errol Spence Jr. is one of the best welterweights in the world. I love watching his fights, and it's just unfortunate. But look, I'm gonna give you guys I'm gonna give people the floor to chime in. I don't want to just ramble on because I'm still processing it myself. But there's the link. If anybody who wants to join, you can join the link and chime in, and we'll definitely get to that. I want to try to keep it one at a time because I don't like trying to place 3 or 4 people. So the first person that clicks this link that wants to chime in on Errol Spence and Pacquiao and this whole matter, I'll buzz them in, and you guys can talk. Yeah, I mean, look, Triple Single. He says, I've seen Errol Spence fan channels just last week going on hour-long rants claiming that Manny is purposely trying to get COVID-19 in order to avoid Errol Spence. I wonder if they're keeping that same energy for their guy. I highly doubt it. I don't really look. I don't really watch a lot of channels in boxing, to be honest. So it's not surprising me if they were saying that. All right, we got my main man, TBE Boxing. So we're gonna click him in here. Shout out to my man TBE Boxing. What's good, champ? Hello. All right, so I don't know what's going on TBE Boxing. I don't hear him. TBE, you there? All right, so I'm gonna click him out of there. But yeah, man, Errol Spence Jr. has a crazy fan base here on YouTube, and I'm sure they were saying very negative things about Manny Pacquiao. And if that's the case, then they say in life, you reap as you sow. You reap as you sow. Not for Earl didn't say these bad things, but his fan base did, and they got to go live now, and they got to deal with the consequences of that. Shout out to my guy BB. He said this is why we need Jake Paul in boxing. I mean, hey, he gonna fight, and this just makes his fight this month that much bigger. Straight up, it makes it that much bigger. Boxing's not in a good run of form. I mean, I think this week is the best week of boxing this month. We got Casemiro this week. We got Rigondeaux, great fight in the 100 or 118-pound division. We got Virgil Ortiz, the welterweight knockout king, taking on Kavaluskas. A good fight there. But after this week, boxing gets pretty thin for the rest of this month. There is no Pacquiao Spence. We got Jake Paul. We got Benavidez. It's still a good month, but it's not as good as we thought it would be. It's not as good as we thought it would be. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then the crazy thing is, shout out to my guy Farhan. He says, "Hey, True. Hey, chat. Please tell me this title isn't true." No. It's 100% true. It was just reported an hour ago. I wish I was lying to you. I wish I was smart enough to conjure up making this video, but no. Errol Spence Jr. will not be fighting next week. It's not happening whatsoever. And boxing's it don't matter. Look, PBC, Top Rank, boxing's in a bad run of form right now. With Tyson Fury testing positive for COVID, Teofimo Lopez, not boxing for almost a year. And the whole Cambosa situation is just dragging out. It's just not good right now. But we got my main man, Kentrell 8803. So let's see what he got to say. What's up, champ? Hello? Kentrell, are you there? I don't know if it's me. Yo, is their audio working? Because I can't hear nobody. Y'all gotta let me know. Can y'all guys hear the other people that I'm clicking in? Because I can't hear what they're saying if they're saying anything. Ben versus Granados, that's another one. So yeah, man. Make it that what you will, guys. Manny Pacquiao, and I'm so pissed off. I'm upset about this fight not happening because, I'm upset about this. I'm upset about this fight not happening because it was a southpaw versus southpaw matchup. you know, hold on, guys. We got okay, we got BB. So we're gonna click BB in here and see what he got to say. What's up, BB?
Hey,
Hold on, guys.
okay, hi. In fact, I've just called from Berlin,
You from where?
Berlin, Germany.
Oh, shout out to you, man. You way over there.
Okay, okay. It's a bit hard to hear, but
You
I've
can't.
yeah.
I think you're delayed. You're delayed.
It is. I don't know what is there something to do.
I don't know why it's delayed on your end.
Okay, okay. I'll just say it's bad news, but man, they spar hard. Injuries can happen. I mean, they yeah they spar 4 days a week.
Yeah,
It's very possible.
I know what Errol, like I've heard a lot of stories about Errol sparring in the gym. He spars sometimes 15, 16, 17, 18 rounds, and it's he always goes hard in the gym. So it's not the most surprising thing in the world. It's just that the timing of it is so horrible because we're a week from the fight.
But I'll head off because it's not the best of sound. But mate, you're doing a great show. It's always good to hear you. You're well schooled. You know your stuff, and it's always good to hear you.
All right, BB, take care, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
God
you.
bless. All right, so we'll go to my main man. We'll go to TBE first. For any of you guys that are backstage right now, I'll get to you guys. I'm just gonna go one by one because I want to get everybody's opinions one by one. So we'll go to TBE Boxing because he was here first. TBE Boxing, what's good, champ?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I can't complain. Well, I can't complain.
Nobody
I'm a bit,
wouldn't care anyway, right?
huh?
Nobody wouldn't care if you complain anyway. So
Nobody would care, so I'm not gonna do that anyway. But
yeah.
what do you make of this news?
Well, I guess it's for the fans. It's pretty disappointing. I'm sure it's pretty disappointing for Spence and Manny as well. But
Yeah,
I mean, those things happen. I mean, we all saw the videos recently about him sparring, and getting touched up and sparring. So maybe that's had something to do with it. It could have happened. Like he didn't even know about it. Okay, so I mean, that tells me. I guess it's not that bad of an injury. So maybe it's not as bad as we might be thinking it is. You know,
I don't know, man. And eye injury is not a joke. Like it's not a joke. Like and it's a detached retina. It's the center of his eye.
yeah, but I mean that happens in boxing sometimes. Okay, I mean, if he could even realize it that it happened, maybe it's not as bad as it could be.
I mean, I
If
hope
he,
not, man.
well, I hope not too. So, I mean, it's definitely disappointing because a lot of people are looking forward to the fight.
Yeah.
Most of all, Manny. Okay, so I guess it's going to be but it's an intriguing situation, and nonetheless, because now we get to see the fight that actually should have happened in the first place, which is
Pacquiao
Manny,
versus Spence. Or Ugas, I should say. Ugas.
yeah, versus Ugas. Yeah, that's the fight we were supposed to be seeing in the first place. And it's funny. Ugas said that they stole. Well, he didn't say they stole the fight from him, but they basically spent swoops and took the fight from him. Okay, so now he gets it back. You know what I mean? So
I
I
I,
guess
I guess
turnaround is fair play.
it's poetic justice for him. I
Yeah,
guess.
something like that. If you want to
What
look at it
what
from that perspective.
what do you think about Manny Pacquiao and the fight with Ugas? Like stylistically, like how do you see that fight?
It's hard to really say. We haven't seen Manny in 2 years, so we don't really know what Manny is looking like today. I mean, he looked okay against Thurman, 2 years ago, but that's all we have to go on basically. And back then Thurman was kind of weak. I would think. I mean, he was coming off his own, uh, being out for like almost 2 years himself.
Yeah.
Uh, he had came back, and I think he had like one fight before he fought Manny, like what was it Josecito Lopez or somebody like
Yeah, and
that.
Lopez hurt him, and Lopez put up a decent performance.
Yeah, because it wasn't the Spence that we were used to. I mean, not
No.
Spence. I mean, it wasn't the
Pa-
Thurman that
Thurman.
that
Thurman.
we were used to. Okay, the Thurman kind of fell off because of whatever reason, I don't know, injuries, lack of, not fighting like he's supposed to. I mean, even when he was active, wasn't fighting that much. Ducking a lot of people in the whole 9 yards. So it is what it is. But as far as Ugas and Manny, it's an intriguing fight. I'm pretty sure Manny, is going to be motivated. Maybe he might feel it's an easier fight to beat Ugas than to beat Spence. I don't know if that's the case, but maybe he might feel that way. But Ugas, I think, can be very motivated for this fight. This is something that he wants. He's been, asking for this fight. He's been trying to get a big fight now for years. He got a big fight against Sean Porter, and they robbed him.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so this fight, I think he's going to come in highly motivated for this fight. And whether, Manny can overcome the obvious disadvantages against Ugas, just like he would have been in the same situation with Spence, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But it should be an interesting fight.
Yeah, I think it has the potential to be a tougher fight for Manny because I think Ugas has better feet than Errol Spence. What do you think? I think Ugas has better feet than Errol Spence as far as like his footwork and things like that. He's not like the regular Cuban. He's not like Rigondeaux. He's not like the other Cuban boxers. But I just think his footwork is gonna allow him to get certain punches off that Errol Spence wouldn't get off because Errol Spence is a little bit cement footed compared to Manny Pacquiao.
Well, I mean, I don't know how. Yeah, I guess you could say Ugas have pretty good footwork. Whether it's better than Errol Spence, because then Errol Spence, I mean, Errol Spence is like an enigma sometimes. I mean, no, I mean that in a good way, actually, not in a bad way.
Yeah, I know.
Errol Spence, even though he's not, I don't like his ducking. Okay, he's a ducker. Okay, so, but other than that, I mean, he's a kind of fighter. He's a very smart individual, and the way I can tell that is by if you ever listen to him break down a fight, like talk about other opponents, like other fighters and their abilities and their qualities, you can tell that he knows about the boxing. He knows what he's doing. He's a very smart guy. Okay, but the reason I say he's like an enigma is like he doesn't really fight. He fights according to the opponent that he has in the ring.
You're saying he doesn't impose himself on the fight.
What I'm saying is that he reveals certain things according to who he's fighting. Okay,
yeah.
So like for example, when he fought against Book, I thought Book was going to win that fight. I mean, now I think back, I wouldn't have picked against him now because I know certain things about Book I didn't know back then. But the bottom line is that he showed versatility in even though it was a tough fight in beating Book. Okay, he showed that he could go backwards. For example, I didn't think he'd be able to fight going backwards. Okay, Book was putting pressure on him. He was actually fighting pretty good, on the back foot. Okay, so I mean, we don't know what we're going to see. I mean, with Errol Spence, you don't know what you're going to see sometimes. I mean, and the good thing about Errol Spence is fundamentals. Okay,
very fundamentally sound. He never drops his hands.
Fundamentally sound fighter. One of the most mentally sound fighter out there. Okay, the jab is the mainstay of his whole repertoire, and that's the way it should be with any fighter. The jab, okay, the jab got to be one of your main weapons, and he uses that jab to perfection. The only thing that Errol Spence doesn't really have, that much is speed. He has basically everything else, but he's a little slow to me, and he doesn't really throw combination punching like I think he could. That's the advantage that Crawford got over him, I think.
Yeah. TV, what do you think about this comment? Triple Single says, I've always felt like Errol was Sugar Ray Leonard's to Crawford's Aaron Pryor in terms of how much Crawford and Pryor wanted the fight, and now Errol has retinal injury like Sugar Ray. What do you think about that?
Well, let's be clear. I don't buy that because I don't think that Spence wants to fight with Crawford. Okay, and just like I don't think that Ray wanted to fight with Pryor.
No, he didn't. He didn't want no smoke.
Pryor called him out and tried to embarrass him. Pryor tried everything to get that fight with Sugar Ray Leonard, and Sugar Ray Leonard would just smile and just give him, he would just smile and joke it off or say
Yeah,
something slick
just smile and look pretty.
Yeah, that was there. You go. Okay, that was it. So he didn't want that fight, and I don't think Errol Spence wanted this fight with Crawford either. I mean, they just. I mean, how many ways can a guy call you out, and you just. And and the funny thing about it is this. I watch you on this show, and I see you like you talk about Canelo Alvarez and how he's ducking and. But you don't just talk about Canelo ducking. You talk about other people that's ducking. But
Yeah, a lot of people duck in boxing.
if you listen to most of the commentary in boxing, okay, when it comes to Spence, it's basically Spence is the only fighter not ducking anybody. Okay, when he's the one ducking, he's been ducking Crawford for 3 years. So, but the commentators or the pundits, they're like they don't keep the same energy. Okay, they should be calling out just like how you're calling out for Canelo for ducking Andrade and whoever else. They should be doing the same thing with Spence, calling him out for ducking Crawford, but they're not going to do it.
No, they're not gonna do that because Errol Spence is the moneymaker. Whoever is the bigger moneymaker in the situation between two fighters, that's who's gonna be immune or get less criticism in those situations. That's just how it goes.
I don't know, man. I think that with Spence it's a little different. Like I've never seen anything like this. I mean,
what do you mean with Crawford?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, how much? I mean, Crawford has called Spence out in many different ways, and I mean, he actually went to him face to face and said, "What's up? Let's do this." You know what I mean?
and that's what Errol said. Why would I fight you when I can go the easy road?
Yeah, he can fight.
He said that with a straight face.
You know what I'm saying? And if you saw that whole video clip, you saw the people watching it. They were looking like, "Huh?" So I mean, he doesn't want any smoke with Crawford, and that's the only bad thing I see about Errol Spence. Other than that, he's a great fighter.
No, fantastic fighter. And it frustrates me that this happened because if you remember, before the Pacquiao Spence fight got announced, it was supposed to be Pacquiao Crawford. That was the fight they were trying to make happen. So I almost feel like that's the fight they should have made any damn way.
No, that fight was never going to be made.
I know.
And that fight was that was all. Let me say something to you, man. A lot of people use Crawford's name, okay, to put their name out there, okay. Porter is doing it. He's been doing it for over a year now.
Yep.
Manny Pacquiao did it. He just did that, and then he took the fight with Spence. Remember, originally he was supposed to be fighting Spence. He was talking about fighting Spence, right? And then he started talking about fighting Crawford. And, he was out there talking about fighting Crawford. Next thing you know, boom, he's fighting out of the blue. He's fighting Spence. So to me, that was just clout chasing. They were just using Crawford's name, just like Porter's been doing for over a year. But it looked like Porter got caught out there, and he might have to actually fight Crawford if he can't wiggle his way out of it. Which I don't know. I haven't heard much about this fight from Porter. I mean, this is a fight he's been chasing. He claims for over a year. He's excited about this fight supposedly, but he doesn't look excited. And every time you see him and he's talking about the fight, he looks like
he looks very disinterested.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, you should be jumping for joy, jumping up and down and running around and talking about the fight every chance you get. But we don't see that. We see he's going to let the business take care of it. So we are, I don't know if that fight is even going to happen.
Yeah, who knows, man? But go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say the Caleb Plant fight with Canelo. If you look, I did a video about this maybe several months back. If you check that video out, you'll see I said that there's no guarantee that fight was going to happen. Okay, because of the very reasons that we saw that the fight didn't happen, all these demands and this, that, and the other. Plus, PBC wanted to add all these other fighters in there to fight, 4 fights to fight Canelo, instead of just the one fight or maybe even 2 fights, the rematch. But, that fight doesn't like it's going to happen for Canelo. And now we hear Canelo. And then we saw Canelo talk about Bivol
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I don't even want to talk about Canelo right now. I don't want to.
Yeah, well, yeah, you.
I've talked about him enough, man.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Someone messaged me yesterday. They're like, man, BT, you want payday? You want payday? True School Sports is becoming the second home of Canelo, man. You giving him too much airtime.
Payday.
But look, TBE, man, I got some people backstage I want to get to, man. Thank you for
All
coming
right,
on.
go ahead, do your thing, B. Do your
Absolutely.
thing, man. Thanks a lot for putting me on. I'll talk to you next time.
Absolutely. All right. So that was my boy TBE Boxing. Make sure you guys go subscribe to TBE Boxing. I'm gonna get to this comment and then I'm gonna get to Kentrell in a second. Shout out to my guy Panda Room. He says, I knew this was gonna happen. Spence knew there was a chance he would lose. You can tell if he really had that injury, boxing always fails when the public needs it. And yeah, it really does. Boxing always seems to, not always, but like it seems like at least lately, you know, with the Fury thing and playing Canelo and now this and Teofimo Lopez not fighting for a year. It's just we're in a bad run of luck. Thankfully, though, that's why you gotta appreciate the guys that are fighting this weekend. You know, Casimiro, Rigondeaux, Virgil Ortiz, Kavaluskas. We're gonna be talking about these fights a lot more in the next couple of days. But let me get to my guy Kentrell 8803 because he was here second, so I'm gonna get to him. I'll get to you, Sam. What's up, man? Hello.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? What do you think about this whole Spence Pacquiao thing? Hello?
I'm disappointed, man, because I was really looking forward to this. I was looking forward to this fight. I'm disappointed, man, as a boxing fan.
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate, you know.
Hello?
Yeah. Are you delayed? I think you're delayed, man.
First count, Teofimo Lopez pulls out. First Lopez pulls out, then Fury pulls out. Now this is it's unbelievable, man.
It's highly unfortunate. What do you think about like Ugas and Pacquiao?
I think it's probably. What think about Ugas?
Yeah, what do you think about Ugas?
I mean, I'm not too interested in seeing Ugas fight Pacquiao, man. I'm not interested in that fight, man. I'm just not interested in that because I've been waiting for Spence and Pacquiao. Ugas versus Pacquiao, not interested in that. Yeah. Not saying it, not taking nothing away from Ugas though. He's a great fighter. Ugas is a great fighter. Don't get me wrong, but we've been like this. I feel robbed as a fan.
Yeah, me too. Because I mean,
I just feel robbed. Yeah.
I was saying that I feel kind of robbed too because the fight they were talking about first was Crawford Pacquiao. Now, you know, the fight that they made in place of Crawford Pacquiao falls apart. So it feels like that, like making Pacquiao Spence was a waste of time in the first place anyway.
It's politics, man. It's boxing. It's politics. All this is politics, man.
Yeah, politics.
It's all politics, man. It's politics as usual, man. Same thing with Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez. Same thing with Fury and Wilder. It's all politics, man. It's bullshit. And so, excuse my French, man. Excuse my French. Cool. I'm just hurt, man. I'm disappointed and I'm hurt.
Yeah,
I'm at work, man. I'm at work. I'm at work right now. I had to stop what I was doing because I was just like, man, like I was so let down. Like, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, this is a good example of why people ask me, well, why do I like the smaller weight classes so much? And it's because you don't get this stuff in the smaller weight classes. The fights happen, the best fight the best when there's points by each other.
Yes. What happened to the best fighting the best? What happened to challenging yourself? That's what made Tommy Hearns. That's what made Muhammad Ali. That's what made all those great fighters. That's what makes Pacquiao. Not scared, not ducking nobody, not scared to fight, being a man, being a boxer.
Yeah, and a loss like a loss. A loss isn't always a bad thing. You know, we just had a fight about a week and a half ago with the heavyweights, Johnny Rice and Michael Coffey, and Johnny Rice was a fighter who was 13-6, has been in there with a lot of people, and he fought Coffey on short notice, and he showed that records. A loss can make you a better fighter.
A loss don't mean nothing. Muhammad Ali lost plenty of fights. Pacquiao lost 7 fights. 6. Yes. Holyfield's one of the greatest heavyweights ever. These fighters nowadays, they're scared to lose at 0. They think if they lose at 0, they're not great no more. They don't understand that.
Yeah, that's not true.
That's not true at all. You got a fighter that's 20. Say you got a fighter that's 20-0 and he loses his first time. He's 20-1. that'll ruin a fighter nowadays. They don't know how to take that mentally. A fighter like Muhammad Ali, he could lose and come back and still be great. Fighter like Pacquiao, he could lose and still come back and be great.
Yeah, and that's the effects of I guess us living in the post Mayweather era. You know, everybody cares about protecting their brand and protecting
everybody wants to be yes. Everybody wants to be Floyd Mayweather, but nobody wants to put that work in, man.
Nah, they don't want to be pretty, but they just want to be money.
They just want to be money Mayweather. It's not about like boxing is done, man. I'm sorry to say it, man. The way it's going, these fighters ducking each other. I can go on and on. Look at Jamal Charlo. He's scared to fight. He's scared to fight Benavidez. Every excuse in the book. You gotta listen to what these guys be saying in these interviews. Yes.
Yeah.
These dudes is cowards, man. These dudes.
And then people have the audacity to ask, "Oh, well, why is Jake Paul so famous?" Well, Jake Paul fighting.
He's fighting. Yes, he's fighting. He's being a man. He's doing what he's obligated to do. He's signing the contract and he's fulfilling his obligations. These fighters, they sign the contract. They figure out, oh shit, I might lose my zero. I'm gonna pull out this fight. Oh, I might get embarrassed. I'm gonna pull out the fight.
Yeah, and they can't. Do
I written a man. I don't believe he's injured, man. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just think Pacquiao's a whole nother monster. He's a monster, man. Watch his fights. Pacquiao's on a whole nother level. I don't care if the man turns 70. You're not fucking with Pacquiao.
You know, honestly, like you can make the argument. If somebody told me Manny Pacquiao was the greatest fighter ever, I mean, I wouldn't agree with them, but I wouldn't think they're crazy either. You can make the argument with all the ways.
I think too many people was counting. I think Pacquiao was being counted out, man. I think he was gonna upset Spence. I think he was gonna upset Spence, man. I honestly do.
For multiple years that Spence's style is tailor made for Manny Pacquiao.
Yes. He's flat-footed. You got Pacquiao. He can move. He can use his feet. He has good ring IQ. He's not an 8th division world champion for a reason. Not taking nothing away from Spence. Spence is a great fighter, but I just think Pacquiao's on a whole nother level than Spence, man.
And the thing is, too, it's a southpaw versus southpaw matchup. So normally, when you have a southpaw versus orthodox, that kind of fill each other out because of the positioning. But he wouldn't have to waste no time because it's basically like an orthodox fighting orthodox.
Look what Pacquiao did to Diaz. Diaz was a southpaw too. He beat the shit out of. I mean, excuse my French, man. He beat the shit out of the brakes off of Diaz, and he was a southpaw. I think you get what I'm saying.
I get you, man. That was like the last time.
Look at Margarito. They said Margarito was too big and too strong for Pacquiao. They said Cotto was too big and strong for Pacquiao. They said Sugar Shane Mosley was too big and strong for Pacquiao. And what did Pacquiao do? Beat the shit out of all of them.
Yeah, and
I think we would have seen the same. I think we would have seen the same thing happen to Spence. I'm not taking nothing away from him. I'm just speaking facts.
Yeah, and you got to think, right? Everybody was questioning his punch resistance after the car crash. And the fact that he got a detached retina in sparring, you know, I listen, for me personally, I think that's a sign that his punch resistance isn't what it used to be.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah. You got a point there.
I think. That's what I think. Shout out to Pamela.
Oh no, man.
$10 super chat. Shout out to you.
But they could be setting this up for Spence to get the WBA championship, because if Pacquiao beats Ugas, it means Spence could fight Pacquiao for all 3 of the belts. I mean, he already has 2 of the belts. He could fight him for the WBA championship without having to fight Ugas.
Or even worse, what if he fights Ugas and the fight is close, and they rob Pacquiao on the cards, because Pacquiao's been robbed plenty of times. They rob Pacquiao on the cards, and then Spence winds up fighting Ugas.
I got Spence beating Ugas.
I think you would too.
Ugas been part of. Yeah, I can see that too. I think Pacquiao's gonna walk through Ugas though, because I look at Ugas' Instagram. He's been partying and he's been doing all type of stuff the past 6 months, man. He hasn't been training from what I've seen.
Well, no, I don't know about his recent posts on Instagram. I don't follow him on Instagram like that, but I know when I was in Las Vegas like about a month and a half ago, and I saw him sparring. I saw him doing 10 rounds, 12 rounds like it was nothing.
Oh, you saw Ugas? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry about that, man. I'm just saying, I don't know.
He was training at the Salas boxing gym. It's from Salas' gym.
Okay. So what about I got one more thing to say, man. I got one more point to make.
Go ahead, make the point.
I think Derrick James seems to James, Errol Spence's trainer, because you've seen the performance with Jermell Charlo versus what's his name?
Castaño.
What's the guy's name he just fought? Castaño. I think they was looking at the performance and thinking like Brian Castaño, damn, he spent Pacquiao might upset us. Like they was thinking, like I think they got that in the back of their mind.
Yeah, I can see that because like Charlo and Errol Spence are very similar in styles. Their punches are they come very straightforward, and there's not a lot of like angles or dexterity to their punches. So like a fighter that can give you angles and put pressure on these guys without getting hit that often will always give these guys problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, listen, Pacquiao would have gave Spence problems because.
Go ahead. Finish.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm at work, man. I gotta get back to work.
I was saying I got someone backstage. I was gonna get to them, but I was gonna say thank you for coming on.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Anytime.
Absolutely, man. All right, so people are very frustrated with this Errol Spence Pacquiao thing. A lot of people are even questioning if it's a real thing. Sam, I'm gonna get you. So Sam, so just wait there. I'm gonna get to one comment and then we'll get to Sam. So because I know Sam's been waiting patiently, very patiently. He said, Noel Mortes says Pacquiao done got knocked out. He's overrated. Well, then I guess Muhammad Ali is overrated, and every fighter in the history of boxing who got knocked out is overrated. That's a problem with some of you boxing fans. Like you guys always have something to say about fighters, and you can never use your brains critically to think about what makes fighter great or what makes them not great. Anyway, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it, but I think you're absolutely out of your mind. Sam, so we'll get to Sam out there in the UK, my brethren out there in the UK. Sam, what's good, champ?
Hey, man, how's it going? You all right?
It's going great, man. How are you? Been a while.
Yeah, been a while, man. Been a while since you heard this UK voice.
I know, man. Well, I know you're very big on this fight. You were even talking about coming to America for this fight.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Honestly, do you know what? I just got a notification on my phone, right, that you went live, and it says something like Spence out, and I'm like, what? Hold on, this is a prank, right? No. Please don't tell, man. The whole month, right? Ever since Fury pulled out of Wilder, right, and what's it called? Teofimo Lopez pulled out against the Combosos fight, right?
Yeah,
I've been there saying, "Oh, do you know what? I don't care. AJ Fury not happening. I don't care. I just want to watch Pacquiao Spence." And then this happens. Oh man, I'm devastated, man.
This is why boxing can't have nice things, man. We can't have nice things.
I have nice things, man. Just I've got a friend that loves UFC and he's been slating boxing, right? And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but now watch Pacquiao Spence. It's gonna be in about a week's time. Just do it. Just watch it, right? Yeah. I was saying this to him on Sunday while watching that the heavyweight UFC fight that was happening. But
I didn't watch that, but was it good? I heard that fight was pretty good. When I was
it was one-sided. It was one-sided. But UFC, look, man, I slate UFC a lot, but I'm on board as well. I think they're pretty good. Like they're pretty entertaining. 5-minute rounds. You're more prone to get like knockouts and stuff or stoppages But look, man. Honestly, I don't know how to react because this is my first reaction as well, and I know.
Me too. That's why like my reaction kind of subdued because I'm still processing this.
Yeah, and as for like people saying that maybe Spencer's pulling out of this and it's something dodgy, I don't think so, man. I think Spencer's got the I rate Spence. I think Spence got that dog in him that Pacquiao also has, and that's something I see from Spence as well. Like in the fight against Sean Porter. I'm not sure, like, if you noticed, but when Sean Porter made it tough for Spence, Spence was like, okay, I'm going to dig in even more.
He's definitely a fighter that he's not afraid to go in the trenches. I've heard
definitely not.
I've heard crazy stories about him sparring. Like I knew one person, he told me and I did an interview about it. this one amateur fighter in Texas who trained at the same gym as Errol. He was telling me that when Errol Spence spars Jamel Charlo, that Jamel Charlo has to wear a body protector because Errol Spence just goes ridiculously hard in sparring, and he's going hard for 17, 18, 19 rounds straight.
No way. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm serious.
crazy,
That's what I
man.
heard.
17-8. But the fact is, like, I mean, you watch the Danny Garcia fight. He
Mhm.
comes back from an accident against Danny Garcia. Like, and he's all 12 rounds, he's on top of him. He's not giving him any breathing space. You know? This is, and then like the perfect, like I wanted to watch this fight because this was the guy that I wanted Pacquiao to pass the torch to.
Yeah.
I knew the Terence Crawford fight wouldn't happen. I just knew that like that wouldn't happen. But I was like, this is a torch passing fight. Whether he loses, whether he wins, it doesn't matter. Pacquiao is a win-win situation for Pacquiao. If he wins, he's one of the greatest of all time. I think he's on like he's top 3.
Yeah, he's already pretty high up there. Like I haven't really sat down to think about where I think he falls in the boxing rankings like all time. But I mean, if you just took Manny Pacquiao's featherweight accomplishments, the guys be at just featherweight, that right there is a Hall of Fame career in itself.
He had 3 Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah,
you know the time when he was the Mexicutioner, the time when he beat, you know, yeah, and then his prime. You know what we perceive to be his prime.
Yeah.
When he beat De La Hoya, Cotto, and Margarito, and all of those guys, and yeah, like it's crazy, man. It really is. I don't know what else to say. But I was speaking to you. I was saying to you, I'm looking to come Las Vegas, but because of UK's restrictions, that's something that never materialized as well.
So maybe it was good that the British government put some restrictions on the traveling because you would have booked that flight, you would have went there, then you would have been really disappointed.
Yeah. No, but then again, like I just keep thinking that this might be last time Pacquiao fights. Even if it's Ugas, it might be the last time we see him. And him going off to the sunset on this note, nah, man.
It's still a good fight, but it's very anticlimactic.
Yeah, you're right. It's a good fight because Ugas did really put up a great show against Sean Porter. I thought he won the fight, didn't get the decision.
Yeah.
But
I mean, and the thing is too, Ugas was supposed to fight on this undercard. He was fighting some guy named Madonna, but not Marcos Madonna, some other Madonna. Like it was a mismatched fight. So he's in a much better fight. And this is crazy because with the Spence thing, go back to Spence. I remember people were worried about Spence because in some of his pictures he looked like he looked extra skinny, like his face looks sunken in and he looks skinnier than ever.
You think all right, so do you think there is something happening here then? Like in all honesty, what do you think?
I think just from what I've heard about Errol Spence in the gyms and stuff, I really think that the wear and tear of sparring is taking its toll on him, and I think his punch resistance from the car crash isn't what it used to be. That's my opinion.
So do you also think then that the occasion sort of got to him in a way and he trained a bit too hard? So that's what you're saying then?
Oh, yeah, because he knows he's fighting Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao. He knows what a win would do for his career, his name, his brand, you know. So he probably took it to that extra level, and Errol Spence already trains hard without fighting Manny Pacquiao, so I can't imagine what him going another level would be.
Oh man, I can't. Do you know, in recent times as well, I've not watched much boxing either. Like I watched Olympics, Fraser Clark, you know, shout out, once bronze.
Shout out to
Goliath fight as well.
Yeah.
And then Kid Galahad, I just watched. These are the only 3 fights that I think I watched in ages, and I'm just there like, just bring on Pacquiao Spence. Come on, just do that. Just like that's what I want to watch. Yeah.
Well, luckily this weekend we got some really good fights this weekend. We got
Victor Ortiz and flipping
Virgil Ortiz
and Guerrero. What is this 2014 now?
No. Virgil Ortiz and Kavaluskis are fighting this weekend.
Oh, right. No, but isn't Victor Ortiz Robert Guerrero fighting? I heard something about that.
That was I think that was on the Pacquiao card. Wasn't it on the Pacquiao card?
Yeah. I heard from T Street. Like that's what something. I'm pretty sure it said Victor Ortiz, and I'm like, what, really?
No, that's on the Pacquiao undercard.
Yeah.
No, Virgil's fighting Kavaluskas this week.
Velasquez, at least this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got Casemiro versus Rigondeaux. I don't know if you
This
know
weekend as well. Yeah, man. And then Casemiro, Nonito Donaire. What happened with all of that? I mean, boxing is a weird place, man.
Yeah,
and I saw you where you were like,
I'm gonna use some British slang. Boxing is fucked.
yeah, bro, it's fucked.
It's fucked.
But but the thing is, man, like I saw your video a while back when you were like, "Oh, I'm done with boxing. I'm leaving." Even though you came back like a few days later, I was like, "What?"
I came back a week later.
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, that was a quick retirement." What are you, Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, I'm like Floyd Mayweather. Nah, man, because I was out. I was out in Vegas, and you know, you kind of just see how like fighters get treated, and it can really discourage you.
Demoralizing.
It can be demoralizing. And then like, what's funny, since I've come back, like we've gotten two of the worst robberies of the year. We had Michael Fox's fight. I don't know if you know about that fight.
Oh my words, yeah.
That fight. And then like 2 weeks before that, there was a fight on Showbox between Janelson Figueroa and Shenard Bunch, which was really bad too. Not as bad as Michael Fox fight, but it wasn't too much. It wasn't too far off.
Oh my words! And then there was something to do with the glove tampering as well.
Yeah. In the beginning of the fight, the Venezuelan was tampering with his gloves.
Like what was up with that as well? I mean, I heard it's the biggest robbery of the year.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
I think since I've been on YouTube, the Michael Fox fight might be the worst robbery I've seen in the whole sport. Like and if it's not the worst, it's definitely in the top 3.
Yeah, this is boxing, man. Like I was really happy for Kid Galahad being like, okay, he won the world title, and I'm like, yeah, that's justice because he was supposed to beat Josh Warrington. I felt he got robbed in that fight, and now he's got the IBF title. Great, good on him. And then you see the good of the boxing, you know, Babic, what's it called, proposing to his girlfriend as well. You see,
I heard about that.
All of the good stuff, and then you see like a few hours later, Michael Fox thing. And I'm like,
Michael Fox gets robbed and all this nonsense. The USA can't win a gold medal in the Olympics. It's getting ridiculous.
Oh, Olympics is run by the Russians, Ukrainians, Cubans, isn't it?
I know, but man, it's getting tragic. Yeah. We can't get it. We haven't won a gold medal in men's boxing in like 20. Oh, it's going to be over 20 years by the time the next Olympics come.
That's crazy.
It's getting ridiculous.
I did not know that. I did not.
The last American male, because Clarissa Shields won, but the last American male gold medalist was Andre Ward in 2004. That was the last one.
No way. We haven't got one since. Years. Yeah.
And then like this Olympics, we had 3 people in the gold medal match in different weight classes, and they all lost.
By the way, Filipinos been winning.
Yeah. In boxing.
Yeah,
I know the guy. I know Galaya 5 fought the Filipino guy. I forgot his name, but he fought the guy he fought was a Filipino.
Oh no, he got the silver medal, but the other guy he beat a Brit. I can't remember his name.
I can't either.
Manny Pacquiao was giving him a lot of shout outs as well.
Okay. Yeah. Filipinos the Philippines are doing their thing, but yeah, like we had 0 gold medals, and then I saw Bulgaria. Bulgaria won a gold medal. You guys won 2. So it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just it is crazy, man. But that's the thing. This is boxing. This is what we have to like. Do you know? Okay, contrast this emotion, right? Think back to March after you've watched Chocolatito.
Oh,
you went to that fight, right?
I was there. Yeah,
you were there, right? Great fight. I know, but like you boxing still won that night, right?
Yeah,
because I thought Chocolatito won that fight, but I thought it was very close as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it was such a great fight, like one of the fights of the years, of the year. And then we're hearing talks about Fury, Joshua in the summer. We're hearing
Taylor. We had a Taylor Ramirez undisputed fight. You know, that was
how many undisputed fights were actually signed? Well, not signed, happening in a way. And then, like, because it was Taylor Ramirez, it was Castano, Jamal Charlo, it was Fury, AJ. Like all of these were like, oh wow, this is going to be a stacked summer, you know.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking this is gonna be like the best year of boxing in like decades
Yeah,
because of all these
and then on
undisputed
top of that,
fights.
yeah, on top of that though, like 2 days after Fury Wilder gets announced and AJ Fury doesn't happen, and people are upset about that. Pacquiao Spence gets announced, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm looking at tickets straight away. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
I remember you talking about it.
yeah. Oh man, and the thing is, right? I don't think Spence will get this opportunity now.
I don't know, man. It all depends.
Sorry, I'm
it
sorry.
all depends. It all depends if Pacquiao wants to continue fighting after this fight. That's the ball's in his court.
Yeah, but he's got presidency election next year.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
The big thing. I thought this was it. I thought this was it for him. Like he's putting all his eggs in that one basket and being like, yeah, this is how I'm going out. I'm facing one of the pound for pound best boxers
On the planet. Yeah.
We don't even know how he would have got on. Like, I didn't think he'll win. Like, I'm Pacquiao's biggest fan.
I thought he would win. I picked him to win.
You thought he would win?
Yeah, I have a video from like 2019 saying that Errol Spence's style is tailor made for him.
Okay.
On YouTube. Yeah. I thought Errol Spence was the perfect style matchup for Manny.
You see, the reason I didn't think, because even though Manny did really well against Thurman, and bearing in mind that's not the best Thurman, he did look old during the middle of that fight.
Yeah, when Thurman slowed the fight down, he looked old towards the right.
And if it wasn't for that, was it rib dinners, as you love to call
it? Rib dinners, yeah, he was handing out rib dinners.
If it wasn't for that body shot, I'm pretty sure, like it could have probably been the other way. It could have gone the other way around. Who knows?
It was a close fight, man. It was a really close fight. But hopefully, the welterweight division, which is really in shambles right now. Hopefully, the welterweight division can pick itself back up and get on track, because it's getting really ridiculous. But Sam, I got someone backstage I want to bring on, so I'm gonna let you go, champ.
All right, man. Say hi to your pops as well. I think
definitely. He knows. He does. I'll definitely say hi to him.
He was saying Casemiro beats Inoue, and I was arguing with him.
Yeah. He loves Casemiro.
Yeah. So since that one, but thanks for having me, man, and hopefully we'll get to speak soon again.
Absolutely, man.
All right.
Cheers, Sam. Cheers. God bless. That was Sam Son. Shout out to my guy Sam in the UK, a long-time subscriber. Let's get to I'm gonna read a comment and then I'm gonna get to you, Glenn. Radam Joe says, torn retina takes a year to complete a heel. Ugas is a good replacement. Looking forward to less than 2 weeks from today. Pacquiao versus Ugas. Yeah, good fight. We're not gonna sit here disrespecting Ugas, because Ugas has really fought in his way from being a bust, because at one point in time he was looked at to be a bust, an underachiever, a waste of talent when he lost to Amir Imam, and he already had like 2 or 3 losses in his career. So he's climbed the ladder to get himself in this position, and I think he'll come to fight. I think he'll come in and he'll give a good account of himself, and who knows? It's boxing. Anything can happen. So yeah, good comment. All right, Glenn, what's good, Glenn?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Good, man. Good to hear from you, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you're back, man. Listen, man, how's Pops doing?
Pops is doing well. He's just been looking after his health and getting his rest and taking his medication and stuff, and that's what it is.
Tell him Major Key said what up, man. And shout out to the previous guest as well. You know what I mean? He definitely has a good grip on the understanding of boxing.
Sam's a great person. Great boxing mind.
Yeah, man. So I gotta be honest, man. I gotta go off on a little rant. I'm a little pissed off about this, man. And here's why.
The floor is yours. Go ahead.
All right, man. Here's why. Because it's a little sus to me, right? That everybody thought the WBA was going to reinstate Pacquiao, but they didn't. Then all of a sudden, on Tuesday, right, we hear that this guy has a retina issue that's just discovered by doctors, but wasn't discovered prior to that. Just random, I don't even remember the last time it was randomly discovered just by doctors, when it wasn't like due to something happening in sparring or something like that, where you immediately notice that, hey, something's wrong. Let me go check with a doctor, right? Number one. Number two, and I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there, right? And then number two, right? Then all of a sudden, Maidana, it was Fabian Maidana, if I'm not mistaken, Fabian Maidana, was supposed to be fighting Ugas. All of a sudden, he has a injury as well, and he can't fight neither. You know what I'm saying? And then this opens it up for the WBA title that they would not reinstate Manny Pacquiao with, that Ugas has, and he was supposed to be on an undercard, and now all of a sudden it just lines up so perfectly a week and a half in advance of the actual fight. So has Ugas actually been training for Pacquiao this whole time, or you know what I mean? It's a little sus. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So you're not buying the retina thing.
I'm not. Look, if it is a retina thing, I gotta keep the same energy like I do with everybody else. So if it is a retina thing, I'm not a doctor. If they prove that it's a retina thing, okay. But good Lord, man, when was the last time I have a reason to be suspicious about this whole thing because of the way that it went down, and the same way that everybody was talking about Teofimo Lopez, about Tyson Fury, about COVID and all that. We got to keep the same energy. All of a sudden, you pull out of a fight, you know, pretty much a week and a half into fight, you know, to fight night. You know, that's a little suspicious, man. And then everything lines up with Ugas, who happens to be with the PBC as well.
Yeah, night.
It's just a little suspicious. That's all I'm saying.
I could definitely see it, and when you talk about the WBA being involved in this, that makes it even more suspect because we just saw this past weekend with Michael Fox and on in his fight.
Oh man, what a robbery! What a robbery, bro! What a robbery! I said this on my channel last night. I said it on multiple people's channels since then, and I'll say it again on your channel. That was a damn robbery. That good dude was moving so slick around the ring.
Oh.
I was impressed by the kid. I thought, looking at his record, I had never seen him box. I was like, oh, this kid's in here just to get knocked out. And bro, he impressed me. I was like, oh shit, this guy's probably gonna be somebody to watch out for. You know what I'm saying? If he keeps improving his skills. I thought it was a nice fight for the kid. I don't understand what the judges were watching.
It was a nice fight, and the fact that he took it on short notice and looked so good made that much better of a performance. But like I was watching, I wasn't live, but I was watching the fight by myself. And when I was watching it, I was saying to myself, I'm like, okay, well, Michael Fox definitely won. You know, because normally when it comes to robberies, I'm pretty good about anticipating a robbery better than most people. So it's rare that a robbery really shocks me. This one shocked me because I didn't see a reason why they would rob Michael Fox for the Venezuelan when the Venezuelan's 34 years old and he only has 4 fights. You know, they're not going to make a bunch of money with him. He's not no ace side.
Yeah, man, that was confusing as hell to me as well, man. I was like, okay, this guy's only 3-0. Like maybe they propped up this guy to get knocked out. He didn't get knocked out though, and he did a better job. So you know, okay, they're gonna obviously give this guy the decision. And then when they gave it to the Venezuelan, I was like, yo, what the hell am I watching? I stood up and I just left the room. I went to my balcony to smoke a cigarette. A stretch cigarette, like, yo, what the hell did I just watch, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Like, cause I was gonna make a video about the fight anyway, because I've heard a lot about Gabriel Maestre, the Venezuelan.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a video. So like, as they're announcing the decision, I'm literally like turning. I get up to turn my light to get ready to make the video, and then I hear that Michael Fox lost the fight. I said, oh my god, and like,
yeah,
it's crazy because you know. I damn near wanted to leave boxing because of how, you know, just corrupt it can be at times. And since I've come back, we had this robbery and we had the fun on Showbox with Janelson Figueroa and Shenard Bunch, which nobody talked about, but it was pretty damn bad.
Yeah, who was that? Showbox?
Shenard Bunch, this welterweight from New York. Shenard Bunch, he was like a 16-1 prospect. He fought Janelson Figueroa.
Okay.
On Showbox, it was a really bad robbery.
Oh, okay. That one I didn't even see, man. I'm gonna have to look at that one, man. I'm gonna have to look at that one.
Didn't even know what watch that fight. But
I was
watching it one night, and I'm like, yo, how they gonna rob? How they gonna rob a guy in a Showbox car? There's no money in Showbox.
But you know what? My confusion now is, to be honest with you, BT, is now. Look, I had already told my boys to come through with their wifeys. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm gonna pay for this fight. Y'all just bring food and alcohol. We're gonna do it up. Now, is it worth all that now? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth? Because I mean, I'm a pugilist, so yeah, I would still like to see Ugas and Pacquiao fight. But is it as exciting? Is it is climactic? Is it that buzz that we're looking like? You know what I'm saying? Like this may be Pacquiao's last fight. Is this what I wanted to see?
It could be his last fight, and obviously it's not under the circumstances we wanted to see. But I still think just because if Pacquiao's going to be in the ring, that in itself is worth enough. You know, for me, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna be
$79.99 though. Like you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, yeah.
That's the whole thing, man. Are they gonna change the price point? No, because it's PBC. They're not gonna change the price point. You know what I mean?
PBC's killing people with these pay-per-views, man. They're killing them. Like they've done like in the last 3 years, they've done like at least they had to have done about a good 15, 20 pay-per-views. It's been a lot.
Yeah, and you see when the Charlos, and I'm a Charlo fan, but I wanted to see more out of them. So I think it was November or October, I can't remember when they did the doubleheader. And they charged, I forgot how much, but I was telling people I'm not going to pay for that fight during the pandemic. I'm telling you why, because for one of them, without seeing them tested, I would pay $0. So if you put two of them together, 0 times whatever is still 0. So I would pay $0 even if you put two of them, because I wouldn't pay for one. You know what I mean? So nevertheless, the fights ended up being a little better than expected. So, you know, I ended up paying for the fight because I had to, because I'm just like, you know, curious like that when it comes to boxing. I had to do it, you know. But I was telling people, man, don't even like, because at the end of the day, man, we fall victim to this, and that's why they keep doing it. They keep doing it. They keep charging us a bunch of money for no reason.
Yeah, listen, I'll be honest. I haven't. The last pay-per-view that I actually purchased with my own money was Pacquiao versus Broner. I haven't purchased anything since then. So it's been like almost about 2 years. Every pay-per-view, I've either watched it at a friend's house or I've streamed it.
Yeah. And I can't even blame you or anybody else, because it's you know, it's like when you being sold fool's gold, you know, you want to go ahead and say, hey, I'm not the fool that bought that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I seen it, you know, I inspected it, but I didn't buy it. Yeah. You know?
Here's an interesting comment right here. Confused Cockney said this would be a full circle fight. Didn't Manny break into the U.S. market by taking and winning a fight on 2 weeks' notice? Now, in potentially what could be his last fight, he could be on the other side of that scenario, and that's very true. It's very possible.
Well, but that implies that Ugas is taking it on a 2 weeks' notice, but they're both taking it.
Yeah.
Right? Because he took it from Ledwaba as he was the replacement. You know, Pacquiao was the replacement. You see what I'm saying? How do we know that Ugas wasn't already preparing for this? Because it's, again, well, like I started off my rant, you know what I mean? Like, it just seems a little suspicious what the PBC, not necessarily just the PBC, but the WBA also didn't reinstate him when everybody thought that was like going to be absolute. Like, okay, Manny Pacquiao, the cash cow, the WBA is definitely going to reinstate him, but they didn't, and that was confusing to everybody. And then all of a sudden, everything lines up perfectly right now.
Yeah.
Too many things happen. So, like, you know what I mean? So many random parts just fit perfectly to make this fight happen.
Yeah, and like they always say in boxing, you know, if you want to know what's going on in boxing, just follow the money.
Exactly. So yeah, man. But I am interested in the. You think you said you think Casimero's gonna win?
Oh no, I haven't given my prediction yet. I don't have one yet. My dad's picking Casimero, but I actually don't even have a prediction yet. I'm gonna go back and watch their fights tonight, and then I'll have a prediction like probably tomorrow.
Yeah, but I think me personally, I think and I might have to go live about this whole thing later, just to rant a little bit more. But in the meantime, you get an exclusive Major Key content, because I'm telling you exactly how I feel. This is fresh to me. This whole Manny Pacquiao thing, man, with Errol Spence. You know, I had to rant a little bit, but. When it comes to the other fights, as far as Casimero versus Rigondeaux, I think that's a very intriguing fight. Casimero has definitely improved, but if Rigo has not lost his step, he is more skilled than Casimero. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Rigondeaux can pull that out if he has not lost a step. You know, because he's not getting any younger. When it comes to the Virgil Ortiz versus Kavalauskas, I think Kavalauskas is a perfect example of somebody who can chess or test his chin. But if he gets through that, if he doesn't fear Kavalas's power, then he's going to come straight forward and knock him out. That's what I feel. So, like so far, those are the fights that intrigue me the most. I know that there's one more. There was one more fight that really intrigued
Jason Maloney or
Maloney versus Franco. Yeah, I think Maloney is a better boxer. You've seen improvements in the second fight before it got stopped. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he will bring those improvements. And I feel like Franco's gonna stick to the way that he likes to fight, come forward and try to be the aggressor. But Maloney, I feel like has the better skills. Not saying that Franco doesn't have a chance. Franco absolutely has a chance of pulling it out. But I'm just gonna edge it out to Maloney on that one. I feel like it's gonna be a decision.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, for me, the fight that I'm most excited about is definitely the Virgil Ortiz fight, just because it's Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz right now, the way I look at him, especially if he wins this fight by knockout, I'm looking at Virgil Ortiz as the welterweight knockout king, because the guy's 17-0 with 17 knockouts, and he hasn't fought cupcakes. He's been fighting some good veteran fighters that are not easy to put away, and he's been putting them away with pretty much ease. So I like this fight because of what it's leading to. If Virgil Ortiz wins this fight, you can't really use the excuse that he's not ready for Crawford, because he's fighting a guy that they gave Crawford one of his hardest fights. So it's a good measuring stick. And Terrence can't seem to get opponents. Terrence, he can't get Spence, he can't get Pacquiao. So it's either gonna be like Josh Taylor coming up from 40, or a guy like Virgil Ortiz, who's ranked number 1 in the WBO. So that's why I'm excited about the potential of this fight. And even with Kavaluskas, everybody's been saying Kavaluskas is not that good and whatnot, which I don't agree with. I think Kavaluskas is
I think he's a good fighter. Yeah,
good fighter. Olympian, a hard puncher. And look, we've seen Terrence Crawford embarrass pretty much almost everybody he's fought. He didn't embarrass Kavaluskas. Kavaluskas went in there and put up a great effort, and took Terrence Crawford to some deep, dark places in certain points of that fight.
Yeah, and I still think he dropped him. I don't give a fuck what the ref said.
Yeah.
But hey, one last question, because I got to bounce in a little bit.
Okay.
And you know how this StreamYard drains your phone's battery. But
yeah, I do.
So I had last night on my Major Key Monday, I had DJ Green Lantern Ali, which is actually
DJ, the rappers, right?
No. Actually, I thought it was at the beginning, but it's not. It's a different one. But he's actually Gervonta Davis's cut man.
Okay, yeah, because we say
he's known locally as a DJ. No, because he's known locally as that, and he's been around for a while. But before the actual DJ Green Lantern that we know of, right? Yeah. So I confused that at the beginning too. But he's from the DMV area, and he's Gervonta Davis's cut man, and he told me about the sparring sessions and all that with Gervonta, because I asked him, I said, look, man, I understand how you might feel like it's intriguing with Gervonta Davis having a great left hook and Keith Thurman being susceptible to the left. You know what I'm saying? That's why Josecito had so much success, was because of the left. And that's why Manny Pacquiao had success, because he followed up the left with a right and then caught him off guard and dropped him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I think it was a left to the body as well in the 11th round. So my point being that he's susceptible to the left, and I feel like that's what people are banking on. But then he's like, yo, trust me when I tell you, those sparring sessions that I've seen, he's knocked out big people. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard the same thing. Gervonta Davis is in the gym just parking these big old welterweights and 54-pounders. Like, I've heard crazy.
Yeah, and he said he's been there watching it. He said he can't talk about all of them, but he can tell you for a fact that he's seen them sparring way bigger people and dropping them or hurting them. So that's I guess my question to you is, do you bite the bait on that one? Do you feel like that's worth our money to see that fight, or what do you think about that?
Thurman versus Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
If they're actually serious about making it happen, I don't see a problem as to why they wouldn't make it happen, because Keith Thurman isn't – who's Keith Thurman fighting right now?
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get back active again. I think he should get back active first before he talks about fighting anybody of a caliber of a Gervonta Davis, even if he is smaller. But after he gets active, I would love to see Keith Thurman versus Gervonta Davis if they're serious about it, if it's not just them blowing smoke, because – we've seen in the Pacquiao fight, Keith's vulnerabilities and what Gervonta do well, they mesh. Like Gervonta's a really good body puncher. He can break people down. He's got great power. Keith's not as far as his punch resistance. I know he's never been knocked out. But he's been hurt multiple times. Remember Collazo hurt him with the body shot, the liver shot when they fought.
Yeah.
So I feel like that'd be a good fight, and it definitely would as far as numbers go. I think numbers wise, it would do good for PBC because Keith Thurman knows how to sell a fight. Gervonta Davis has a big fan base. Gervonta Davis sells tickets. I don't see why. I don't see why that. Why I would like to see that fight if they're serious about it.
Yeah, I think that they're trying to be serious about it, and the whole thing is that if it really goes down, what are they fighting for the WBA Fool's Gold belt or like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he's gonna be four-time exactly.
Four-time champion.
Four-time yeah, exactly. I asked him about that too because since he's in his camp, I said, well, don't you think it's unfair, right? To say that because Teofimo has a franchise belt, right, and we don't call him undisputed, but then to call this guy a three-time champion when they're not world champions, that's a fair question, right?
What did he say to you when you told him that?
He said it doesn't make sense. So he was honest about it, and I told him I appreciate you being honest. He said it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense at all.
Yep. So yeah, man. With that being said, man, the last thing, Stanionis versus Collazo, man, that was a little disappointing. I want to see Collazo back in the ring because he's a tough old man, bro. And he didn't make a bad. I didn't think that he made a bad decision by letting it go to the doctor because the doctor was recommending not continuing, and it was a hard ass headbutt. Partially his fault as well, though. You know what I mean? But you can see Stanionis like, oh shit, okay, this old man trying to bring it.
Yeah,
so that was intriguing.
Collazo was right there fighting with him, giving Stanionis some really quality rounds.
Mm-hmm. So I believe he deserves at least one more payday. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not that high caliber of opponent.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
Somebody else, but
they should make Collazo versus Devin Alexander on an undercard somewhere.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what was crazy? BT? I was watching that fight on Saturday when it first started, right? Because it was on Fox, I believe, and it started at 8 o'clock.
Alexander's fight?
Time. Yeah.
I didn't even see his fight.
Yeah, it was at like 8 o'clock on Fox. Like it was like a regular network channel. Mm-hmm. And then what's called it? I seen the fight, and immediately they started talking about Randall Bailey's fight with him, right? And how hard Randall. And I had just interviewed Randall Bailey Friday night, bro. I was like, I tapped myself on the back. I was like, oh shit, because I had just asked Randall Bailey about that Friday night, about that fight. I was like, man, you fought Devin Alexander, man. What you think about this fight going on?
Yeah, man. I see, man. You've been interviewing a lot of people. You've been interviewing
oh man,
David Benavidez. I mean, I haven't even interviewed David Benavidez yet, so you're doing things I haven't even done. So it's good to see your channel doing well.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We got a lot more coming, man. But nah, I'm glad you back doing it, man. Because when it comes to content, man, I know you don't clickbait. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I get tired of with a lot of the channels that I subscribe to. You know what I'm saying? That it's a lot of clickbaiting going on, and not really fruitful conversation, anything like that. It's just like. It's like low-hanging fruit. Oh, where can you get it from? Where can you get it from? Oh, shit, you click on this, and, when you click on it, there's nothing related to what the hell the thumbnail says. You know what I'm saying? So it's so I appreciate that.
A lot of channels always try to clickbait and get views however they can get it. For me, I just talk about the sport. I just talk about boxing. Whatever I get, like for me, I've already gotten videos with 1 million views. So like for me, unless it's touching like a couple million views, it doesn't feel like crazy to me. Like 100 views and 100,000 damn near feels the same at this point to me. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. I appreciate you having me on, brother. You have a great day, man. I'm gonna go get some food.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Glenn. Take care. So that was Major Key Boxing. You guys make sure you subscribe to Major Key Boxing. He's grinding very, very hard. I mean, getting some great interviews. He's interviewed Randall Bailey, Buddy McGirt, David Benavidez, and the list goes on and on and on. Hasim Rahman, Glenn Johnson. I mean, he's interviewing top names in boxing, even some people that I haven't even interviewed. So you definitely want to go check him out, Major Key Boxing. But yeah, man, we're just right now. I'm sitting here like you guys, and shout out to all 134 of you here. I appreciate everybody here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to the channel. Super chat if you like the content, all that good stuff. I'm trying to process what's going on right now. Like, I'm trying to figure out what I think about this fight, because what I think about this whole situation, because part of me wants to say, you know, Errol has a detached retina, you know, and I don't want to, if he has an actual injury, I don't want to sit here and shit on the man's actual injury. But it's just like the way Glenn pointed it out, it's like it all just lines up so crazy with the WBA title situation with Ugas and Pacquiao, and then Ugas just happened to be on the card. It all just lines up. It all just lines up too perfectly. And sometimes when things line up too perfectly, you know, you gotta be a little skeptical. You have to, man. So look, I see there's 135 of you here, you know, and I'm open. It's an open floor, you know. I'm doing it one at a time. I'm doing it like this. I like it better, but I'm doing it one at a time. You know, if you want to join and you want to chime in about this whole situation, Pacquiao, Spence, Pacquiao, Ugas, anything in regards to that, you click that link. First person to click the link, I'll have them on, and the floor will be yours. You can speak. I'm here to listen to you guys, because I'm trying to process this myself. You know, it's clearly a much different fight. You know, Ugas and Pacquiao. Ugas is a Cuban fighter, but he's not like your traditional Cuban fighter. He's a Cuban fighter that, you know, tries to impose his size. He does have boxing ability, but he can impose his size. He can get in there, and he can get nitty, you know, grimy and dig in and find the inside. But you know, it's just, look, the best word I can use is it's a good fight, but it's anticlimactic. It's a good fight, but it's hard to get excited for the fight, because this Errol Spence challenge for Manny Pacquiao was looked at to be his hardest test since the Mayweather fight, you know, and people looking at that way. And even though he fought Thurman, and that was a good win, you know, a lot of people picking him to win the fight, and he wasn't as big of an underdog as he was in this fight. You know, Pacquiao was a true underdog going into this fight, and he's no, you know, now in a way, you know, Pacquiao's already great. His legacy is signed, sealed, delivered. It's cemented, but Pacquiao, in a way, kind of got robbed of some greatness, because, you know, he got robbed of proving his greatness against a prime, undefeated pound for pound caliber fighter in Errol Spence. And you know, you don't want to see those things. You don't like seeing those things ever. But shout out to my guy Bobby. This is my guy Bobby from Philippines. He's always showing love from the Philippines. Much love to all the Philippines and the Filipino people. You know, it's like one of the countries where I get my most views from. So shout out to the Philippines. He said the coward virus, the Delta variant. He said, is this an early retirement for Errol Spence? It could be. I mean, look, we saw what happened when Kell Brook, you know, Kell Brook was on his way. Kell Brook, before he fought Golovkin, was on his way to some big things in his boxing career. Big things, massive things in his career. And Golovkin broke his eye socket. Errol Spence broke his eye socket, and that changed the whole trajectory of Kell Brook's career and what it could have became. And his career hasn't ended, but it definitely took a hit. And I feel like when you factor in Errol Spence with the car crash, and if this injury is actually true, if it's not just something that is being made up or whatever, injury and the car crash, it leads me to believe that his punch resistance isn't what it once was. That's my informed opinion, knowing what I know about Errol Spence from people who have trained with him, seeing how he sparred and told me how he like trained and stuff. There's no way there's no way that if this is true that it won't have an effect on his career. And there's no way that I can't think that you know, his punch resistance isn't what it used to be. You know, you're talking about coming off a life-threatening car crash. You're talking about an eye injury. You know, Errol Spence's time in boxing might be cut short. I mean, might be cut very, very short. It's very possible. Shout out to my guy Rafael Calvo, one of the OG subscribers here on YouTube, and a damn good friend of mine. You know, shout out to him in Vegas. He says, I think this is gonna make Ugas fight dirty. There's no camp, so it's gonna make it ugly. Yeah, man. Ugas, listen, I think Ugas has come a long way in his career. You know, if you guys haven't taken the time to really study the career of Ugas, I mean, it's definitely a career worth studying. You know, this is a guy that has already lost multiple times in his career. He lost early in his career. He lost in the middle of his career. He's lost in the last couple of years. But Ugas, I mean, let's just go through it. Let's talk about Ugas for a second. Let's take some time to appreciate his journey to this point, because Ugas took some really bad losses early in his career. You know, he lost to Johnny Garcia in 2012. That was the first loss of his professional career. He lost to Emmanuel Robles. He lost two split decisions early in his career. Then he lost to Amir Imam. You know, and this was back when Amir Imam was supposed to be like the next big thing, like the Black Felix Trinidad. And he already had 3 losses, so he had to go through the grinder to revive his career. You know, he beat a whole slew of welterweights, guys like Jamal James and Brian Perella and Thomas Delorme and Ray Robinson. And then that ultimately led to the big fight with Sean Porter, which I thought he won. But if you look at Ugas' career, he's got 4 losses, but only one of them has been a UD, and that lone UD came against Amir Imam, and that kind of shows you the potential that Amir Imam had at a certain point in his career. He never fulfilled it because Adrian Granados ruined his career and his confidence, and you know, a bunch of other things outside the ring derailed him. But Ugas has had a long journey to get to this point, and you can bet your bottom dollar he's going to fight his ass off to the best of his abilities in this fight. Now, whether or not that's good enough to be Pacquiao, that still remains to be seen. But, you know, I had a chance to watch Ugas spar. I had the honor and the privilege of watching him spar in Las Vegas about a month ago when I was there, a month and a half ago. And Yordenis Ugas looked great, you know, very physically imposing for the welterweight limit. And he's going to be prepared. One thing I can't tell you is he's going to be prepared. Bet your bottom dollar that he will be prepared when it comes to this fight. Funkaholic, shout out to Funkaholic. He says, Amir was never the same after Granados, and Don King robbed him after the Jose Ramirez fight. That's what they say, man. That's what they say, that they robbed him and whatnot. You know, Amir Imam, look, Amir Imam was the first boxer I ever interviewed. Most people don't know that. You know, I've interviewed a lot of fighters. I've had the opportunity and the blessing in the world to cover a lot of fighters, but it all started with an Amir Imam interview. And I haven't seen Amir Imam in about over a year, but you know, I've seen Amir train a lot. I know him pretty well as a fighter, and you know, there were some things going on outside the ring in his career and in his life that affected him. You know, and then it's unfortunate because I thought Amir Imam had all the there was a moment in time where, you know, before Amir had lost to Granados, that I was looking at Amir Imam as a guy that could really give Terrence Crawford problems, because he had the attributes, he had the reach, the athleticism, the power, the boxing skills. But after that Granados fight, he was never the same. And it's unfortunate what's happened to him. JVM says Ugas is good, but not Pac-Man level. It's gonna be a quick KO. Nah, Ugas is too experienced to get knocked out early. If Pacquiao stops him, it's gonna have to be in the middle later rounds. That's what I think. But good fight. Eric Diaz says the Grandmaster. Yes, Eric. Shout out to you. Look, if anybody wants to jump in and join and give their thoughts on, you know, the welterweight division and this fight not happening and just everything being in shambles, there's a link. All you gotta do is click that link and you can come on and you can voice your opinion. I listen, I want to hear different perspectives. You know, we had Major Key Boxing on earlier. We had a couple content creators on already. We had Major Key. We had TBE Boxing. Go subscribe to those guys. But yeah, man, it's not looking well. It's not looking well for the welterweight division. You know, Virgil Ortiz fighting this week though, and it's funny because before this news came out, the live today was going to be all about Virgil Ortiz and him fighting Kavaluskas and him being the welterweight king, knockout king, so to speak, because he's 17-0 with 17 knockouts, and we had to pivot and we had to talk about Spence Pacquiao. Is that who I think it is? Oh my God, yo, we got a treat for you guys today. We got an absolute treat. Y'all been asking for him. I didn't even know he was gonna come on, but y'all have been asking for him, and lo and behold, he's here. It's the one. It's the only. He's known the world over. Is Pops. What's good, Pops?
What's going on, man? Just take that time, being healthy. But I love boxing, so the best medicine that I can listen to is my son speaking boxing with the boxing world. I'm very upset about this this change of circumstance that just happened. I didn't expect Ugas. I mean, excuse me, not Ugas. I didn't expect Spence to call it out like that. And if it was really as serious as it was, why wasn't it called out way before the time, or doctor went and checked on it, and all of a sudden, just like this just happened? I'm not gonna buy that. If it was as serious as it was, it should have been touched by the doctors while he was getting pounded by his sparring partners. I'm talking about Spence, and so I don't believe it. I think it's just Al Heyman bullshit.
Really? So you're not buying it? You think Spence is
No, I'm not buying it. I understand he had I understand he had a serious eye injury, but what I don't understand, he's been sparring, he's been doing his shit. I'm sure he's got pounded a couple times around there, whether headgear or not. It still affects your eyes some way or another. So how serious was it? It couldn't be that serious. I think there's more to that we don't know about.
Yeah, and when you factor in, Pops, that you had the whole situation with the WBA and Ugas and whatnot, and Pacquiao and Ugas. When you factor that in, and then you factor in Ugas already being on the card, it just looks. I could see why people would think that it could be bogus.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You got this been going on for how many weeks now? The fight's been built up,
Oh,
and the week
they've
before
been doing documentaries and all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. In the week before, you just find out there's something's wrong with his eyes. I'm sorry to say, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Excuse my language. I don't believe it at all. I don't buy it at all. I think that if he had a serious eye injury, it should have been called prior to this happening, a few weeks before this. To it, that, but I not but Manny to beat Spence. I might be crazy, but that's why I picked to beat Spence. And I said it again, Manny is no joke, and he showed in his sparring, and he scared off Spence and Al Heyman.
Damn, man. We'll see what happens, man. I'm gonna pivot a little bit, Pops. I'm gonna get your opinion on a fight I know you're very excited about this weekend. I know you got we got Rigondeaux versus Casemiro, two fighters I know you're big fans of. Who you got in that fight?
I love both fighters. I'm a big Casemiro fan. You guys know that I call them against if you fight Inoue. But in this fight, I'm taking the old dog. I'm taking Rigondeaux.
You taking Rigondeaux? Hold on.
Rigondeaux.
So, hold on. I gotta make this make sense. You gotta make this make sense for me. You picked Casemiro versus the Monster, but you're picking Rigondeaux versus Casemiro. How that work?
Because I think I explained to you before, Rigondeaux left his weight class to fight Lomachenko, and he got his ass beat when he fought Lomachenko, or whatever you want to call it. He's never been really defeated in his weight class, in the class he's in right now. And I think his speed and the way he moves is going to be a big fight. He is older than Casemiro, and I'm not taking up from Casemiro because I'm still a big fan of him. I just got Rigondeaux. He's never been in the weight class in the division that he's been at, like he when he jumped up to fight Lomachenko. So I'm taking the old dog.
So you're saying basically what you're telling me is at 122 and below, no, Rigondeaux's not losing because he's never lost 122 or below.
No, he hasn't. And I mean, people discrediting what he did for Lomachenko. He's coming back to where his comfortable weight's at. He's got Mundo Boxing. He's got Dr. Pedro Diaz. I'm a big fan of the training he's got. Diaz, yep. And I believe his footwork will be a big difference. Don't stand in there and fight with Casemiro, but just use your footwork and skills, and you'll beat him. I got Casemiro. Okay. I mean, I got Rigondeaux. Your work by Cubano.
But by knockout or decision?
I'm gonna say decision, a big decision. We're close, but I got him by decision. I got Casemiro.
Rigondeaux. I don't have a prediction yet because I got to go back and watch Rigondeaux's fights, some fights and Casemiro's fights. I don't have a prediction right now, but yeah, that's surprising because I know how much you love Casemiro, so I'm actually shocked that you're saying Rigondeaux's gonna win.
I'm a big fan of Casemiro, but I will hold it up to that factor. Like I said, that Rigondeaux going into his weight class, his own weight class, that he's never been beaten and he's been undefeated. I'm taking the old dog. I'm taking the Cuban. I think his speed, his movement around the ring will be a big difference for Casemiro to lose. Casemiro will lose that fight. If Rigondeaux decides to fight with him and stand him toe to toe, then he's in trouble.
Okay. What do you think about I know Virgil Ortiz is fighting against Kabeluskas. What do you make of that fight?
Okay, hold on. Oh, what damn thing's going on? What the fuck? I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, it's your boy
Hello.
BT the Untouchable. We got Pops
Yeah.
back talking boxing
Hey,
with Pops.
let me tell you another thing. I gotta bring this out. I want to change the topic a little bit, but I gotta bring it out so we're here. Fucking Wilder and dumbass Miller Scott. They
Hey,
only
hey, your blood
they only
pressure,
show
Pops.
the same shit. They only show the same shit over and over. Fucking mitts and padding, and that's it. They haven't shown no other things, whatever they do. All that
Come on,
shit's not gonna work against Fury.
Wilder, Malik Scott.
Yeah, all that shit ain't gonna work. He doesn't go back on his on his back foot. He's still doing the same bullshit he's been doing. He's gonna get knocked the fuck out by Fury, straight up, straight up.
Hey,
I ain't trying to hate
Pops.
on Wilder. I don't see no improvement at all. Every time I see him on social media, they're doing the same bullshit. Nothing
Yeah,
else. Hitting the mid, working back and forth. But you know what? I think Malik Scott is scared of Wilder. And let him dictate to him how to train him. You can't do that. You
it's
gotta have
crazy.
some balls to be a trainer.
Pops. You done went through a heart attack. You nearly died. You rested. You came back, and
Yeah,
you still
you
going
got
off
my
on
shit
Wilder.
I got my shit going
Hey,
off right now. The
for
beeper.
those of you guys don't know that little beeping sound, that's my dad's like heart monitor thing. So
It's a life
that's what
vest I got on. Yeah.
I'm telling you to chill out. Don't.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm just trying to say I'm tired about that. I'm not hating on Wilder. If he did improve, so be it. But what I'm seeing from social media, these two idiots doing the same dance and patty cake, and nothing else. I don't even see that one time. I don't see Wilder go backwards at all. I don't see Wilder go backwards or any kind of skills. He's gonna get fucked up. I pray for him, but he's gonna get fucked up. I'm sorry to tell you. Excuse my language. I just had to bring that out on that one.
All right.
And that's it.
Hey, what else? You know what? Hey, I'm not. What do you? What else you want to talk about, Pops? What else?
I think all these bullshit conspiracies that are going on in boxing is pissing me off. How many weeks in a row we've been getting piped up for a fight, and all of a sudden some shit comes out and shuts it down? I mean, come on, man. People was okay. I'm saying calm. I'm saying calm. My wife's telling me to stay calm because she knows the beep is gonna go off. Yeah. So, but the bottom line is, all these conspiracies that are going on is hurting the fans. You know what's going on? You had the Errol scan the week before. What was the other fight that was called off? Now, what's going to happen with Teofimo and this guy, Cambosis? I feel bad for Cambosis. I'll tell you the truth. I mean, that guy's come all the way here, done everything. When Teofimo had an opportunity prior to all that bullshit happening and calling the shots and everything, he should have just had the fight on the first time around. I don't understand all this bullshit. And I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's fighting Teofimo. I agree with you, BT, that he needs to move up. It's not he can't weight train and do that constantly. It's gonna hurt him eventually. So that. So yeah, that's a lot of shit going on. The main thing I want to bring out the Wilder. There's probably some more stuff, but I can't think about it right now. But I'm gonna get off because my beeper's going off with my heart getting crazy
All right, Pops.
anytime I'm talking about. So God bless. God bless everybody supporting Chuchka Sports. Thank you guys, and I'm still here. God bless you guys. And have a good one.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. There you have it, man. The one, the only, a man that needs no introduction, for he is known the world over, is Pops. Listen, that was a surprise to me. Y'all been asking for Pops for a while. Well, there he was. He's still giving it to you raw and rugged, like he always does. All right. So now, let me get to like one comment, and then I'll get to the people that are in the back right now. Shout out to my guy, Johnny Burba. You know, one of London's very own. Much love to Johnny. He says no BS, straight to the point. He loves Pops, and yeah, Pops, you know, for those of you who follow the channel, you know Pops is going through stuff. That's the first time he's literally been on video with me since he had a heart attack a couple weeks ago. So you know, good to see that he has enough energy in life for them to still talk about boxing and still be himself. But let me get to my main man. They want to be together, so I guess I'll put them together as per their request. We'll go with JJ. What's good, JJ?
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, man?
I'm alright. What about you, bro?
I can't complain. Well, I can't complain, but nobody would care. But I'm good. I can't. I'm happy. I'm happy to be talking boxing.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the Pacquiao Spence thing?
I don't know. It's a tough situation, I guess. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see Errol beating Pacquiao, but I guess it's not happening, and I don't know. I had it as a close fight anyway, even though Pacquiao is old and all. He's still got it. He's still a top fighter. He's still top.
Yeah.
10-5 in this division. So
Hold on.
yeah.
Jersey, what's good?
It's all good, yeah. It's all good. It's all good, brother. Much love from Italy, much love from UK, from the untouchable Truth School Sport Boxing.
What's
You
up,
know
man?
what I'm saying? And we here, you know what I'm saying, talking some boxing, having
Yeah.
some good time with my
Wait,
man. You know what I'm
so
saying?
wait,
Much love.
Jersey, one of you guys from Italy? Which one of you from Italy?
Me,
Well,
Drizzy.
You're from Italy, all
actually,
right.
yeah, we're both from Italy. I just live in UK now. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dope, man. Dope, man. So
It's my cousin. You know what I'm saying?
we international.
Actually, we two amateur. You know what I'm saying? We two amateur.
We are
Oh,
boxers.
you guys both box?
Yes, we
Yeah.
two amateur. We young. I mean, you know what I'm saying? My nigga is 19 years old. I got 18 years old. So yeah.
Okay.
So
Yo,
we
yo,
Young dog.
are you guys both in the UK, right? So like
no,
what
I'm from Italy.
oh,
You're
I'm
still
saying,
in Italy.
do
I'm
you
in
guys
the
both
UK.
live in the UK or you're in the UK?
Just JJ. Just
Just
JJ in
JJ.
the UK. Yeah,
Okay.
just me.
Yeah. All right, dope,
I
man.
box here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wish you guys the best in your amateur journey.
Of course,
Yeah,
of
it won't.
course. That's how
It'll
it
be
works.
easy. We'll destroy the ranks. It'll be
We'll
easy.
destroy everybody. Yeah, I mean, I haven't lost. I mean, I'm undefeated amateur.
Yeah.
No
What's your
cap.
record?
What?
What's your record?
What's
Like
your record?
Only 16 and 0.
16. Okay. So
Yeah.
Well, that's good, bro. It's good for now, bro.
That's good. It's
In
solid.
Italy is good because Italy don't have like a lot of opponents like in USA or
No.
Ukrainians. You know what I'm saying? Like Russia.
Yeah.
People got crazy records like Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Or Bivo, like 200 amateur fight.
Yeah, I
But
know.
here, you know what I'm saying?
I know. Like I only know like of like a handful of Italian boxers. I know. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Daniel Scardina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scalini.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a friend.
We
He's
are,
a friend
we,
of my.
he's a friend of us. He's a friend of
Yeah,
us.
Really?
We know him.
Yeah.
yeah.
He trains right here in Miami at Fifth Street Gym. So I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah. We know. I mean,
Oh,
they
okay.
told me to go train in Miami with him. You know what I'm saying? Like last year, they called me to go train in Miami, but I gotta finish school. So you know what I'm saying?
okay.
It is what it is. But you know what I'm saying? Boxing. You know what I'm saying? We are talking some boxing. So
We're here talking some boxing. So I'll pass it over to Drizzy. Drizzy, what do you make of the whole Pacquiao Spence situation? Now Ugas is the replacement. What's your take on that?
well, I mean, I got Manny Pacquiao Spence situation. I mean, I haven't really um thought really hard about this, but I think I got Pacquiao in this fight like you. I mean, I think that Pacquiao he still got it. He still got it. Even though he's old.
You're
Yeah.
saying, well, Pacquiao Spence is not happening no more,
It's
bro.
not happening anymore. You know that,
It's
right?
not happening, bro.
What?
Errol
Yeah, it's
Spence,
not
Errol
happening.
Spence is injured, bro. He pulled out earlier today, bro. I swear,
Yeah, it's not happening no
No.
more. They
Ugas is
say
fighting, bro.
they
Ugas
say
fighting, bro.
they say he injured his left eye. He had to get
That's
surgery.
cap.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
bro.
That's cap,
Like,
Oh,
man.
so you're not buying it?
hey,
You think it's
People
bullshit?
do better, man. Come on.
bro,
That's
why,
cap.
bro? Hold on. So you're saying Errol Spence is ducking Manny Pacquiao now?
Yeah,
That's
man.
what
Of
you're saying.
course, dog.
He's ducking Manny
Nah,
Pacquiao.
bro.
Man, Errol
Come on,
Spence
man.
Errol Spence been ducking, bro. He been
Ooh.
ducking Crawford.
Ooh,
Like
talk to him.
Bro,
he been
stop.
ducking
He ain't
Crawford.
never been ducking Crawford, bro.
Every time,
Bro. Crawford ain't making enough money to be fighting Errol Spence. I'm sorry, bro. He's just saying he's not there with the pay-per-view. That's why
okay,
Errol is not
what
doing
I'm
it.
gonna say,
Because he's not.
what I'm gonna tell you is this, you know what I'm saying? When they
I'm
ask him
listening.
question post interview, they ask him, what about fighting Crawford? He just talk about his chickens and his horses that he got. I mean, nobody cares. Nobody cares about his chickens.
He's
He
not
becomes
gonna fight.
Farmer Spence. He
What?
becomes whenever he's asked about Crawford, he becomes Farmer Spence. He don't want no smoke
Yeah,
with Terence
he
Crawford.
become Farmer Spence, man. He got a
Hold on,
Terence,
hold
man.
on. So,
Come on, dog.
what I'm saying is, I think he's not gonna fight Crawford until the money is right, because Crawford is the hardest fight he can get now, like by
Man, he
far.
won
The-
60%. He won 60% of the revenue.
Obviously,
But
man,
he was saying
he's way more famous than Crawford, man. He's just
he
is.
was
Care about this?
he was JJ. He was saying that he wants to put an 80-20 on Crawford in this
That's
Yeah,
fight.
I know,
crazy,
I know.
man. That's crazy,
That's
G.
a reach. Okay, that's a reach. Okay, but why would Crawford care, man? 30% of pay per view is still enough to be making so much money, man, in that
Yeah.
fight for him.
That's just
He would
disrespect. That's just
still.
disrespect.
I don't care. It's disrespectful, bro. He would still make
Well,
his
you don't.
biggest payday. He would
Listen,
still make his biggest payday, man, for
they
sure.
need each other. They both need each other. And
That's true. That's
I'm
true.
gonna respond. I'm gonna respond to your comment about Spence being way more famous than Crawford. To be honest, in America, I don't think. I mean, Spence he is more famous than Crawford, but it's not by a lot. Like he's not like that much more famous than Terence Crawford. Like if
Oh,
I go
okay.
on the street, if I go on the street and I ask someone random, I say, "Hey, do you know who Earl Spence is?" They might not know. They probably won't know about Earl
They
Spence or
might
Terence
know.
Crawford.
Yeah. That's
Like
true.
like
That's true.
boxing fans know Earl Spence. Boxing
Well,
fans
they
know Terence
know both of
Crawford.
them.
Yeah, they know both of
They
them.
real boxing fans know
It,
both of them. Obviously.
it's not like if I go somewhere random and I just ask somebody for Manny Pacquiao, they'll know who Manny Pacquiao is because Manny Pacquiao is he transcends. He's beyond
Obviously. Yeah.
popularity wise.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy, though. 80% of the revenue? Come on, dog.
yeah, he's
That's
tripping.
a reach. Okay, I got that. I got that. But he's intelligent, I guess. Look at how
Yeah, he's
Floyd was.
intelligent, I guess. That's what we can say
Yeah,
about him.
look.
Like
Yeah,
Gervonta 10 times,
that's
man.
just
He been like, yeah.
ah man.
Anyway.
Let's just not talk about Javonta, man. I just
Thank
don't
you
want to
for
talk about
doing some moves. That's what I'm gonna say.
Javonta.
Oh, Javante
I mean,
Davis. Yeah, oh man.
yeah.
What do you think about Javante Davis, JJ? What's your take on
I mean,
Javante?
he's ah he's a sneaky one because he's obviously a good fighter. He's a good boxer, But I don't know. I don't want to be doing some mad take, some hot take about him and saying he's
No.
trash and things like that.
If you have a hot take about Javante Davis, the floor is yours by all means.
I feel like in the lightweights is um he's above like Ryan and Davin, but still he's still not on Fimos or Lomas or he's not touching them. He's really not. He's not there yet. I feel that's how I
I
feel.
do think
That's how
so.
I feel.
I do
And
think so.
how about you, Juicy? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I do feel the same type of way, I mean, Tank Davis got some real, he's very explosive, got
Yeah.
some power, so everybody know
Yeah.
about him, what I'm saying? But I don't think that he's really there, what I'm saying, boxing IQ wise, and what I'm saying, because if not, Floyd would have put him in the ring, what I'm saying, with some big, what I'm saying, with some big opponents, yes. So,
Yeah. He hasn't really fought any punchers yet. He's fighting like
Exactly. He hasn't really fought any real puncher yet. He has fought good
no.
boxers. His last two fights were good
yes.
boxers, yes, but they were not good punchers, like hard punchers. He never fought an hard puncher. So I
No.
don't know how he would match up against like a Fimo, Teofimo. I don't
I have
see
two
him. I
feelings.
don't see him, man.
I think
Like,
Tiafimo will beat him. I think Tiafimo will beat Javante
yeah,
Davis.
Yes, I do
yeah.
think so.
I think he wouldn't even be that. He would be a stoppage. I think he would stop him. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And
I do think the
Vonda's
same
good.
way, man.
I think he would stop him. Probably would stop him. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not putting nobody on Lomachenko's level because he's just different. At least that's how I feel.
Through
I
school,
don't even think.
listen,
I don't
JJ,
even. Yeah.
through school sports, actually, for what I know, he feels some type of way of Lomachenko. I mean, for what I know,
Yeah.
I
I'll be
think he
honest.
feel like, yeah,
Look, I
he's
think
not good.
Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko is a fantastic fighter, but yeah, like I wouldn't go as far as to say that nobody can touch him. He literally lost. He lost twice. He lost to
That's okay. I don't want to be opening. I don't want to open the
We're gonna
discussion
argue this.
about
We're
it.
gonna argue this. We're gonna argue
Nah,
this.
bro. Let's not
And I
argue
remember,
this. Let's not
you
argue.
know what? Hold on. I'm gonna say this last thing and then we'll move on. I remember
Yeah,
when they used to talk about him fighting Manny Pacquiao, and
yeah.
he was like yeah, I'll fight. If he said if Pacquiao comes down to 35, I'll fight him. So Pacquiao said I'll come to 35. And then when Pacquiao said he was coming down to 35, he said, "Oh no, I don't want to fight him. I don't
Yeah,
want to make my name fighting a
I do
Man,
know this. I do know this. I
yeah."
know.
that's true. But I see like Manny Pacquiao. I see Manny Pacquiao maybe. Oh, I don't. I can't say that, man. I can't. I just can't. How can I say
No,
that?
no, talk your
Nah, he's
shit. I
not
mean,
gonna stop.
you know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
Pacquiao beat the
Nah,
brakes off Lomachenko if they fought.
Yeah, I do think the same.
let's
No, I
cool.
mean,
Let's cool,
I
guys.
do think that Pacquiao can give, a run of his money to Lomachenko
Yes,
and
that's
probably
true.
even
Yes,
beat him because, Pacquiao is bigger, of course, than
yeah,
Lomachenko now. Okay.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do think that Lomachenko is a better fighter overall. And I do think that Lomachenko is really one of the best fighters in this
Man,
generation and in
Lomachenko
this
is
generation.
no, I'm not gonna say he's the best fighter of this generation, even though
No,
I
he's
think
not.
he is. I'm not gonna say
Absolutely.
that. I'm not
No
gonna
way.
say that. But
Because he
he is
lost.
one of the best. Just because he lost.
He's
If he didn't,
he's one of
and
the
I
best. I'm not
don't
gonna
really
say he's one of the best, but I'm not gonna say he's the best. I can name at
like
least like
if you
three five.
if you
There's three
wasn't
fighters at least three or four fighters I can name that I know off top are better than him, have better careers, to be better people.
Who?
a better careers,
Like who?
I can
Um,
name 10.
well,
I can
how
name
about
10 with better careers.
Of course.
Pacquiao, Mayweather, Chocolatito, and Nonito Donaire.
Nonito Donaire. Well, no, I don't think Nonito
Ah,
Donaire.
not
No,
no,
Nonito
no need
Donaire
for man.
is a
Nah, I'm not having that. I'm not having no need for man. I respect him. He is a very good boxer, very
very
good
good
fighter.
boxer. Yeah.
He has better career. Nah, maybe he has a better career than Loma.
He has had better
Loma
careers.
records. Loma record is not is trash, man. I'm sorry. It's two losses. Two losses. Two losses is what? 20 fights. Nah. That's true. No need to have a better career than Loma. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
for sure. But
Yeah,
look,
that's
I
true.
like
That's true.
people think I hate Lomachenko. I just get frustrated with some of the things they do for him. Like for example, when he before he fought Nakatani, Top Rank had a whole documentary, and the whole document it was like 30 minutes long or 25 minutes long, and the whole documentary, like 23 of the 25 minutes they used were just making excuses for why he lost the Lopez fight.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
They're
I
like,
saw that.
yeah, there was
I
a
saw that.
glitch. There was a glitch in the matrix.
You know, the glitch in the mid. He really was injured though, guys. Come on, you can see he was injured. You could see he was a little bit,
Yeah.
and you can still see how he was just chilling in the first 6 rounds. I don't understand that. I really don't get that. I
Yeah,
don't get
he
how he
didn't do
thought.
shit. Come on, man.
I don't exactly. I don't get how he thought he won at the end when he lost the 12th round. He
I don't know
wasn't.
either.
I don't know. I don't know. He must. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
well, you know what?
Whatever.
Since we're speaking about Lomachenko, I guess I figured I'd ask you guys. It's not official yet, but it looks like it's gonna be official. What do you guys think of Lomachenko fighting Richard Comey?
Man, I think. Can I
What?
go
I
first?
wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
Let Drizzy go first. Drizzy can go first.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, I think about this fight that is really Lomachenko is tripping, man, because I mean, I think that Richard Comey is a very, very, very good fighter, you know what I'm saying, and he got tortured by Teofimo in the second round. So I think that people now misunderstood that and think that Comey ain't that good, but Comey is the real deal. So. And I think that for Lomachenko taking that fight and after go to take the Lopez fight, if we think he gonna get that fight, I think he's really a mistake because Comey gonna be competitive. He really gonna be competitive with Lomachenko, man, and he gonna make a tough fight, a great fight. So this about it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a good deal.
How about you, JJ? What do you think?
So first of all, Comey obviously great fighter, great everything. I see him losing obviously to Loma. But I don't because you mentioned the fact that he could get the fight with Fimo after that. I don't see Fimo giving him the fight back. I don't if Loma is fully healthy, why would Fimo ever give him the rematch? Why would he ever do that? Because
Money,
I don't. Wow,
money.
we would lose though. No, he could lose. He could very much. He could very well lose.
He could. He could.
He could very well lose. So it's a tough situation. I would never take a rematch with after I beat Lomachenko once.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
ever
we'll
gonna take
never
no
take a
rematch.
rematch.
I'm
You
not
said
doing no rematch.
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. You ain't getting
Yeah,
no shit.
bro. I got all the belts. Why would I ever give Loma a rematch? I can take on stupid Ryan Garcia and put him down in 2 rounds, or Devin Haney and stop him inside 7. Why would I ever take
Flash.
Loma? Nah, I don't see that as an
Yeah,
intelligent thing to do.
Teofimo Lopez, if he's smart, he can use that. Loma was such a hype, man. Even though I
Yeah,
think he's one of the best and all of that, but they just hype that guy up, like, man. Like, they
yeah,
even
yeah.
erase his losses. They even erase his losses, man.
They
Crazy.
did, yeah, that was crazy. They put his record on the screen and they said he was undefeated. I said,
Yeah,
wow.
That's crazy.
yeah. I
That's
mean,
crazy,
yeah, yeah. They're
So
trying to do everything for him.
after I beat somebody like Loma, man, it's time to
I'm
speak.
done, bro. I'm done with, bro. I'm just taking
I'm
easy
done.
fights
I'm
from
done
then
with the
on.
division, man. I'm gonna beat somebody like Devin Haney, which is another hype job. He good. He
And
good, but
I
he
think
ain't
I
the next
think
level.
that Devin's gonna be the real deal. I really think he's a good boxer. I don't see his chin is a bit,
He's
wobbly.
chilly.
He's a bit wobbly, but
Yeah, no, it is. It is. He's a very smart fighter, Devin Haney. But
he's a
I,
good
I,
fighter,
I,
dude.
I've always listen. For me, I've always had questions about Devin Haney. So like, I think he's very good. I think he'll win some fights here and there. But I don't know I don't know if he's gonna reach the potential people see for him because people tell me that he's the next Floyd Mayweather. He's the next pound for
It's
pound king of boxing, and
it's
that's
crazy.
ridiculous. That's crazy
Ridiculous.
talk.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy talk to
I mean,
me.
Bro,
you
but
know what I think
people
is
are,
very,
oh,
very
yeah.
talented. Jaron debut Ennis,
Woo!
and
That's the man
that
right
guy
there.
is that guy is an animal. And Shakur Stevenson. Shakur is very, very good.
Shakur, man. Shakur looks like he got real potential, man. I'm sorry.
Virgil
Yeah.
Ortiz is pretty talented. He gonna
No,
fight this
Shakur
week.
Shakur's a great talent. I just
Yeah.
wish he boxes. He knows how to win rounds. But I just wish like in some of these fights where like his last fight he fought a guy who was from some guy who was a cop, some guy named
Yeah,
Jeremiah,
Yeah. Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
he could have tried to stop him, but like and he's like 4 or 5 levels above him. So when Shakur has these mismatched fights, I would like to see him try to knock these guys out because
Yeah.
man.
Why
back in the
not?
day.
Like KOs give you so much more pay-per-view potential. Like
Yeah.
for random casual fans in
Yeah,
boxing, they just want to see a knockout.
yeah.
So if you give him more KOs in your record, they're gonna be more interested in you. I don't
That's
understand why he doesn't do that. Like
I don't I
he
don't either.
he didn't have no. I don't know.
Here's an
I don't know.
interesting comment right here. A man, the Fight Journal, he says, speaking of Alvarez versus Caleb Plant, did Manny's contract say he'll get the same purse with the replacement opponent? Probably not. I don't know. I actually
Mm.
have no clue. I have no clue. That's a good question though. Somebody should ask Manny that question.
Oh, okay. I
I
don't
I
know.
watched I watched your video, say today about Canelo Alvarez lying about the fact he's gonna fight people. Like what?
Yeah.
I
What
don't
you
He's
know.
don't
I
gonna
don't
fight who?
understand.
you agree
People.
or don't agree?
I don't know. I just want to hear
My
your
Oh,
yeah
okay. Well, so when the contracts negotiations broke down initially between Plant and Canelo, he initially or not him, but his team initially said that they're gonna go look at Bivol, and Bivol's team confirmed that by saying that they had been in contact with Team Canelo. And when I heard that, I thought it was BS because when Canelo beat Sergey Kovalev for the light heavyweight title, he immediately vacated the belt before he even talked about fighting Bivol or Beterbiev. So I just couldn't see Canelo Alvarez fighting Bivol at a catchweight. I looked at it as he used Bivol as leverage in negotiations to get whatever he wanted from Plant, and I was proven right because now he's talking to Plant again about making the fight happen, and Bivol is not really being talked about anymore.
Yeah. Do you think Plant can beat Canelo?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I think he can. The reason I think he can beat him, it's gonna be tough, and obviously he's gonna be the underdog. But I think he can beat him because Canelo Alvarez, even though he's a fantastic fighter, Canelo Alvarez, to beat him, you got to be a fighter that doesn't allow him to plant his feet, to set his feet. The less that he's able to set his feet and plant his feet, the more chance you have of beating him. So you got to be a fighter that's able to box, move, counter punch, and you gotta have a certain level of toughness.
Yeah.
Like Mayweather, or even like Lara. Even though I watched the Lara fight recently. I actually thought Canelo performed well against Lara.
Yeah, because he can do well. He did want to fight, you know what I'm saying? And
but
people
out of all the fighters Canelo's fought since Floyd, I would say Caleb Plant has the closest thing to Floyd's style. He's not as good as Floyd, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, things he does, he's not like a big one punch knockout artist, but he's got very sharp punches. They get from point A to point B very quickly, and he can put 3-punch combinations together. He's very hard to hit cleanly. So these things will give Canelo problems. And if Canelo beats him, I'm full credit to him. But I think for my money, this is the toughest fight for him at 168 of all the guys he's fought so far. Between Smith and Saunders and Yildirim and all them guys.
Saunders did decent. I mean, even though he got his face.
Oh yeah, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, I do
Billy.
think he did decent. I do think.
I'm a big Billy fan, man. I thought Billy was doing.
Of course, he's from UK.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a big Billy fan, and I thought he was actually doing good till he got his face broken. He was doing high. He wasn't doing bad. He was yeah. Obviously, Canelo was getting some rounds back from him. Obviously, the last 3 or 2 rounds, Canelo got them, but Billy wasn't doing too bad.
Shout out to Ray Valero with the super chat. He says Canelo knocks Caleb Plant out with a body shot.
Yes.
No, I could see that in the later rounds, because the only problem I see for Caleb Plant is that he always fades around the back half of the fights, like 8th, 9th round, the championship rounds. He always fades. If his gas tank, if he can find a way to manage his stamina and his gas tank into those later rounds, I think he can beat Canelo.
Yeah. I can see that. I don't see Canelo as an unbeatable.
No.
As an untouchable.
No, unbeatable.
Canelo is touchable.
Very
touchable.
Yeah.
There's nobody in boxing now that is really untouchable.
Except me. No, you're right. You're right, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're right, though.
There's nobody in no division in boxing that is untouchable. I see everybody could lose.
Yeah.
Could lose.
Yeah.
I agree.
True school sports. I mean, who do you have if Teofimo Lopez go up in weight class and fight Josh Taylor? Who do you have?
Oh man, those are two of my favorite fighters.
I would love to see that fight.
This is probably one of the only times you're gonna see me pick against Teofimo Lopez, but I'm gonna go with Josh Taylor. I think Josh should beat him. What do you think?
Man, it's a hell of a fight, man. I would love to see that fight. I mean, I think that Josh Taylor, I think Josh Taylor. I mean, I don't know. It's very, very close. It's close. You know, it's like saying, who do you think you have, Teofimo or Reggie Prograis? I mean, I don't know. It's close. Very close. It's close.
Yeah, that is good. You know, I never thought about that fight, but that would be a good fight too. Regis
That would
Prograis.
be a very, very good fight. You know, it's close.
Yeah, man.
And I do-
People are going in on Spence. This guy said Errol's balls detached on its own watching the training of videos of Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. What's crazy is I don't know if this is true, but I was hearing that there's no VADA testing for this fight. So make it that what you
What?
will.
Why?
Man, because Pacquiao is like this, man. I mean, I saw some video about him in, talking to Floyd for the fight, even in 2008, I think. And he was talking about, non-Nevada testing and all of this thing in the contract. So,
Bro,
Manny-
he's 40, man. He's 40, guys. Let's just stop lying to ourselves. He's doing something. Let's
Yeah,
he's
of
just
course.
he just is, guys.
Most guys in boxing are using something.
Well, yeah,
Everybody,
yeah.
man.
Everyone's doing something, but he's doing, guys. He's
Even
taking,
He's
guys.
doing it.
He's taking, guys. He's not joking anymore. He takes everything he can take to be his top shape now. He's
You're
40.
saying Pacquiao's on that juice. He's on that Red Bull. He's taking
He's
steroids.
on that super juice, man. He's juicing every
Blue
day.
School Sports,
Yeah.
who do you have, Pacquiao or Ugas in this fight? I mean, I get Pacquiao by a massive, man. I have Pacquiao by ass whooping, man. But Ugas is big.
Ugas is very, very big for the weight. People don't understand how big he is at welterweight.
He's enormous, man. Dude, that guy is fucking.
I seen him in person, like in Vegas, like a month ago. I saw him spar. He's huge. I got Manny Pacquiao by decision. I don't think he'll stop him, but I think it'll be decision.
Yeah, I don't think he stops him. I think he wins by decision because he puts him. I think he knocks him down once, and he wins by decision.
Yeah, I can see him knocking him down. I mean, he knocks down Keith Thurman.
Everybody, he knocks down everybody. Pacquiao got them ends, man.
Unless your last name is
down
Floyd. Unless your last name is Mayweather,
I mean, obviously, you know how Floyd is. Floyd ain't going down to nobody. Floyd Prime, he's good.
Yeah,
he was good.
But look, guys, there was someone else that wanted to come on. He told me he was going to come on after you guys are done. So I'm gonna let you guys go.
All right.
It's cool, brother. Much love.
It was a pleasure talking to you guys, man. Come on again.
Talking to you, man. You know what I'm saying? When we gonna be those big stars in boxing, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be our first person to come.
Yeah,
if you ever come to my Fifth Street Gym in Miami, let me know, man. I'd love to meet you.
Of course. Yeah, of course. You were gonna be inspired and you know what I'm saying, doing some interview. Yeah, it's a pleasure, you know what I'm saying? Hello to everybody.
Salute. All right.
Salute, bro.
Take care, man. All right, so that was Weekend International, man. We had JJ and Drizzy on. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta charge my computer. Hold on. Yeah, it's the untouchable True School Sports Empire. Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence ain't happening. You know, it's unfortunate for boxing. We're looking forward to seeing Manny Pacquiao in the biggest test of his career since Floyd Mayweather. And now we're not going to get to see it. And then now we got to question how much longer Errol Spence has left in the fight game, because an eye injury is not something to play about. It not only will affect his boxing career, but if it's actually true and it's not bullshit and they're really being serious, it's something that could affect his life. So, make it that what you will. But there was somebody that was backstage that wanted to come. So make sure you got brother Paul Andre. If that's actually Paul, I doubt it's actually Paul Andre, but there was a guy that was backstage named brother Paul Andre. So if that person wants to come on, there's a link. But yeah, it's your boy BT, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting the live today. chiming in, delivering, great comments and perspectives. I appreciate hearing from people and talking with you guys. Just want to give you guys a programming reminder that Saturday I will be live for the Virgil Ortiz Kavaluskas fight. We will have a live fight reaction for that fight, and I will also be live for right now. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be live in the afternoon on Saturday as well for Joshua Buati's fight against Richard Blotniks or whatever his name is. So gonna have a busy weekend, and so make sure you guys tune in for that as well. But yeah, man. Anybody else want to join? I'm gonna give somebody 5 minutes to join. If nobody joins in 5 minutes, I'll end the live. But Ugas is a good boxer, underrated. I believe he was a bronze medalist in the Olympics. So you got to be at least halfway competent to win one of those. Daz Perez, shout out to him. He said boxing is cursed, and shit, man. I think he might be right. I think boxing might be cursed. Somebody put a hex on boxing because all these fights is getting canceled. Yeah, it's not over for Spence, but you got to question like his punch resistance. How much longer can he go at the top level? Hopefully he can get back to it soon. Hopefully he's okay if the injury is real and they're not just blowing smoke up everybody's behinds, because boxing needed this fight. Boxing needed this event. To me, I looked at this fight as the biggest fight of the year because it was an icon of not just boxing but sports, an icon of sports, an icon of the world. Manny Pacquiao taking on undefeated prime, young, strong, welterweight, pound for pound caliber fighter, Errol Spence. It was Manny Pacquiao taking on one of boxing's true killers in Errol Spence Jr. So it's highly unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But look, I think on that note, guys, we've got our opinions out. I'm gonna get up on out of here. Thank you to everybody who chimed in, super chatted, liked, all that stuff. I'll be live again tomorrow, and we'll talk about Virgil Ortiz tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that, and stay tuned for all the videos and content coming out here on True School Sports. You guys take care. God bless. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding. Dang it. So until next time, take care, guys.